Welcome back to the Ball Don't Lie podcast.
Mr. LeBron. My team's gonna win it. Game 7 all the way. Warriors.
All right. How about you get us started then? Let us know how you feel about your team.
My team.
Supposedly, I guess we'll let you claim them. So I guess about them winning Game 6.
No, you're not.
Game 6, Indiana Pacers blowing out the Thunder, like I predicted. Of course, they put on a masterclass today defensively, forcing 21 turnovers on the Pacers, which is huge. Tyrese Halliburton came in with a calf strain. They didn't think he was going to play well. They looked like they didn't have any energy to begin the game. And then next thing you know, they started to turn up, make threes. Obi Toppin, Pascal Siakam started hitting shots. Then everybody started to get the flow going into the offense. TJ McConnell had 8 straight in the second. And after that, it was history. OKC looked lackadaisical. This is probably the worst OKC I've seen all year. Game 3 was bad, but this is even worse than Game 3 against the Pacers. They can't make a 3 in that building for some reason. I think I saw they went 8 for 20 today, but it was way worse before the starters got sat down in the third. Yeah, I mean, shoot. Pacers responded. They showcased that they're here. This is definitely the 2 best teams in the NBA. No doubt about it now. We're getting a Game 7 in the NBA Finals. People were talking about the numbers being bad, small market teams being bad. This is going to be one of the worst NBA Finals. To me personally, this is the best NBA Finals since 2022, since my team, obviously the Warriors, won it. But before that, I mean, this is one of the best finals we've had since the 2010s in such a long time. And that small mark, they're bringing up for the small market teams. And we're going to see who shows up in Game 7. But Game 6, Pacers responded, and they're giving us some good final play right now. Yes, sirs. Yes, sirs. Go, sirs.
It's the 2016 Game 7 was today, and that was the last Game 7.
Juneteenth.
So it's been almost 9 years, I guess, 9 seasons since the last Game 7 in the finals. So
it's rare, bro.
So this has definitely been a much better finals than a lot of people were. Even like real hoopers knew. We started talking about media and I guess the masses. Some people, real casual fans, said that it would be boring, but real hoopers knew that these teams matched up well, especially seeing going in. Everyone knew OKC was going to be really good, but seeing the Pacers throughout the playoffs, it kind of solidified that they're supposed to be here. So going into these finals, I feel like real hoopers knew that this was going to be a really good matchup for them, and just in general, and it had the potential to go 7. And now that it has, I think that, shame on, it sucks for whoever decided not to tune into these, but they've been some crazy games, intense. There's been comebacks,
Since Game 1.
What more?
Been crazy since Game 1.
Yeah, so it's what more can you really ask for? There's drama. There's nigga hurt coming back from injury, still playing good. I think all that stuff. You know what I mean? It's been one of the best finals in a minute. I agree with you. I'm not gonna even really rate them against other finals, but just I agree with you in terms of just in 2022, because most of the Nuggets finals and stuff were whatever.
Yeah, it was lopsided.
Yeah, so I agree with you there, but I think when it comes to the game, I think that the way that the Pacers played today, especially knowing Halliburton was going to be hurt, everybody seemed to step up. You know what I mean? I know it's a home game, but it just goes to show that they're a strong team and that they could rally through adversity. So I think that this kind of blowout on a Game 6 obviously gives them a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence going into Game 7. Knowing that, 1, they're overcoming that Halliburton injury, and 2, their backs are against the wall, and they found a way to not only just win but blow them out.
Yeah.
So I don't think that OKC will shoot as bad going back to Oklahoma, but I think that I don't think that the Pacers will necessarily have a dud game either. I think it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Thunder pretty much, in my opinion, lost that game in the second quarter. I didn't really watch the fourth, and I kind of tuned out at the end of the third because it was damn near 30 points the entire time, so I wasn't really locked in. But that second quarter was really where I thought the Thunder lost it. All 17 points, which 17 is not even a good quarter to begin with, but all 17 points in that second quarter from J-Dub and Shea. That's just not going to cut it. If your other guys aren't going to help you, then you're not going to end up winning. And that's the difference in the game, is the intensity and the everyone stepping up, like Omari said, from the Pacers. Meanwhile, OKC, no one really stepped up, as well as the 17 points, only 1 assist in that quarter. You're just not going to get it done playing like that. Yeah. Thunder only made 8 total threes today, so that's not going to cut it either. And I don't really anticipate them shooting that poorly at home in a Game 7. Too. I think that they're going to end up taking it. Because, Pacers, I think they put everything they had into this game today, unless they got some kind of sacrifice left that we don't know about.
You see,
I think that OKC is going to end up taking it.
Sacrifice.
You saw Pascal doing some freaky shit before the game.
He gave that was at least like 5 years of his life right there. that he just gave away.
For the one game. 5 years.
They're in the huddle. They're in the huddle. They said, all right, Siakam, this is your turn.
Turn us up. Yeah.
Nah, they just use his life force. Come on, man. Yeah,
he shaved 5 years off his life.
Yeah, I seen the spells, man. Come on.
Yeah, but the shooting was just atrocious today. I mean, like, I think they had, again, 17 points in the second quarter. The only person that made multiple threes was Jalen Williams. Like, Shea didn't make a 3. Aaron Wiggins, 1 3. Lou Dort, 1 3. Kenrich Williams, a 3. And what's it, Usman Jiang in garbage time. So
yeah, doesn't count.
It says that's not going to cut it. Like, that's all it comes down to.
Hit a couple in garbage time.
Yeah, Isaiah Joe hit a couple, actually.
Don't count. Fake stats.
Yeah, it was garbage time once. But
one of them was in garbage time.
I don't know. I feel like this is like it's all coming together. I mean, the Pacers making it here, going to Game 7 against the juggernaut of the whole NBA, basically. Where, I don't know if these guys were like underestimating the Pacers, this and that. But looking at it from the outside in, this is gonna be insane if they actually lose though. Like if you think about it before the game started, like before the series actually started, it looks bad for the Thunder. Yeah,
I think there were like 70% odds of winning the finals before the series started, which is kind of insane.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters if they take Game 7. I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh, but they, it took them 7 games. Like the ring's a ring.
No, he's saying that them losing.
I'm saying if the Thunder lose in game, it'll be really, really, really bad.
Especially,
I won't say that because it comes down to a Game 7 and anything could happen. The only way I would agree with you if like the Pacers top guys don't show up and the Thunder still somehow lose. But it's like when it comes down to a Game 7, I think at that point anything could happen. And at the end of the day, the Pacers are a good team. Like, I know people want to say they shouldn't be favored to win, but they're still a good team. They got here for a reason. So I don't think that it's a bad look on the Thunder necessarily. If you want to talk about certain players on their team, we could do that. But I don't think that it's a bad look for them to lose in 7. Now, had they lost in 5 or 6, I'm with y'all. But Game 7, I'm not going to be like, oh, my God, they're a failure if they lose.
Here's how I think about it, though, because I see your points. I'm just saying, like, this team should not have gone to 7 games with other than like a team like the Celtics or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it should have owned like the fact that it went to Game 7 against the Pacers. I'm not trying to diss the Pacers. Pacers actually are in the Game 7 of NBA Finals. I'm trying to like talk about the Thunder right now because from what we expected of them, going to Game 7 against this team, I think it's bad for them. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Do you think these teams are like evenly matched now, or what's your take?
Well, I mean,
I still think the Thunder are better, but I'm not going to sit here and say that like, oh my God, they're so overwhelmingly favored that they should have wiped the floor with them. Like, I don't think it's that lopsided either. At the same time,
the way the top 2 players are the best players is like SGA and J-Dub right now, like the top 2 players in the series.
Chet has been like.
Hey, Siakam been cooking, bro. I'm sorry, but Siakam.
No, he's talking from OKC's perspective. Are you talking about the whole series, Gabe?
I'm talking about the whole series too. I think J-Dub in the first 6, he's been getting better every game, as well as except this game obviously is whatever. But up until this game, he's been doing a lot.
Nah, but
Siakam's doing his thing too.
Yeah, no, I personally think he'll win Finals MVP for the Pacers, depending on how Game 7 goes. But yeah, I mean, it's all gonna that award is probably gonna be based off of Game 7 performances, especially for the Pacers, because you really don't know until. Like you never know if Hallie gives you a 40-point triple-double, like you're gonna get it locked down, or if Siakam gives you 40 points, he's gonna win it. But
and also, if you think about it, like Pacers losing 3 straight games in a row, especially one at home was a closeout game, like that would say more about the Pacers in my opinion. Obviously, the Hallie injury could have played into it, but if they just came out flat today, I think
Yeah.
we would be thinking we would be giving praise to the Thunder instead of saying, "Oh, if they lose Game 7, they fucking folded or whatever."
Yeah,
So I think you
it's a
just got to
game,
look at it like based on what
game by
happened.
game basis now. At this point,
Yeah.
we make our assumptions based off games and performances, which is how it should be done at this stage. You know.
So yeah, when things are this close, I feel like it's fluid at the end of the day. Like,
Yeah.
but I do think that talent wise, OKC is better. But
For sure.
you know what I mean, that doesn't always get the job done. You know what I mean, talent doesn't always win.
I honestly
Especially when
think
you're playing
Rick
against
Carlisle
a
is
team
like
the Pacers.
I think Rick Carlisle is like the biggest reason as to why the Pacers are so like effective in the series, because I feel like he's been out coaching Mark Daigneault in certain like defensive schemes, substitutions, TJ McConnell, like getting like the certain amount of play out of certain players, like the bench, TJ, OB, and then you get like Ben Mathurin giving you 30, and then the next game not really playing much because he's not playing too well. So knowing when to put guys in and pull guys out and put in certain schemes to help them like elevate their skill certain games has been really effective for them. And that's why I ultimately think like OKC is not playing as well or up to their potential. Today, though, I think OKC just lost themselves the game early on with the turnovers, careless turnovers.
I also think they just play better at home. Like you can just tell they play more team basketball at home. Like with today, at least what I've seen early on, it was a lot of SGA hero ball. J-Dub had 40 last game, so he was trying to do
That's
his
what I'm
thing.
saying, bro.
Yeah.
But I think the way that the Thunder are constructed, they play better as a team when they get the ball moving and get everyone involved because they have a lot of good players. So they just got to lock in at home where role players play better at. I think they'll be able to do it, but I don't think they're going to shoot this bad again, personally.
Same. But I also like kind of lost stock in my during this series. Like sometimes you make some stupid decisions to the point like what are we doing? Like, do I actually believe that you can be an all-star level or caliber talent on this team? Like
Who are we talking
Jalen
about?
or Chet?
Chet.
Oh yeah, Chet definitely. Chet definitely. I'm gonna give him some grace because he's still young and he's still gotta hopefully grow into his body a little more and develop his game. But there's definitely
getting
things
cooked
that you
sometimes.
see where it's like, yo,
What are you doing, bro? Like,
you getting bullied inside, like you getting out
You're
rebounded by
7
TJ fucking McConnell, dude. Like it's just not conducive to winning
he's
basketball.
7 feet. He's 7 feet and getting the jumper blocked.
every time Miles Turner, like that's the second time that happened this series, where Miles Turner
Like,
gets a
nigga,
big
how are
block on
you
a
getting
three.
your jumpers blocked? You're 7. Like Kevin Durant
Whoa.
never gets blocked. When's the last
And
time
then when
you
he
see Kevin
drives to
Durant
the
getting
rim,
a
he's
jumper
so
blocked?
weak
Like,
and like he doesn't really know what to do. I feel like he only can score in certain positions or be really good in like certain stints defensively, to the point where I don't believe he can be
so
like an all
little.
NBA talent like I could have thought going into the playoffs. You know, like some of us thought or people thought that he could be the second best player on this team moving forward. But now I'm like convinced J Dub and SJ are your two guys that you pay super maxes to and figure it out from there.
Yeah, you kind of gotta hope that like Chet's doing what Porzingis is doing for the Celtics, and then
Mhm.
Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are like J-Dub and Shea, and you kind of just built your team around defensive guys, role players. I mean, they're kind of built similarly if you really think about it. You know, Al
Yeah,
Horford and
This is not
Isaiah
the games.
Hartenstein are that passing big that can, actually put a body on someone.
yeah,
So
It's
But-
just that Derek White and Drew Holiday have the names. Like, they're
good too.
Like Dort is not.
Well,
as
Caruso
comfortable.
exists. We're acting like Caruso's
Jordan
not a champion
Caruso,
level
that's
player,
not
you guys.
bad.
They
though.
are good. But
not
I'm saying,
bad. It's not bad, but that's not
value-
Derek White though.
Caruso
Let's not
gave
get-
two.
Yeah, name
Caruso
value
gave
is
two
not Derek
20-point
White
games in
and
the
Drew
finals.
Holiday.
This is
But give me
bullshit.
J-Dub
Caruso's
over
amazing.
Jaylen Brown though. Give me J-Dub over Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, same here.
For real?
Yeah,
We're
100%.
not talking about Finals MVP Jaylen Brown here, guys.
Oh no, man.
I think Jaylen Brown's a
Oh.
great player, but from a defensive standpoint
know.
and what like as a two that Jalen Williams brings, I feel like
Jaylen
he's more
Brown's
effective.
averaged 27 points before. Like J-Dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
J-Dub
He's
on
an
an all
all-NBA player,
defensive
too.
team, bro, this season.
We're talking about moving
Jaylen
forward
Brown is
though,
also
not
a
right,
good
not
defender,
right.
though.
Like not career-wise. Career-wise, obviously JB's my guy, but moving forward, I feel like J-Dub is going to be a better player.
Let's see.
No,
Yeah.
It's like a
Next
1 year.
like,
It's like
probably
1 year of J-Dub to do this compared to like 5
Next
years of
year-
Jaylen Brown. By the way,
Oh, yeah, next year,
Yeah,
Jaylen
you have
Brown.
a fair
Jaylen
point.
Brown's probably going to average like 30 points next year.
we
Nah,
don't
I
want to
doubt
give credit where credit's due. Hassan,
Dude,
you
the
know he's
Celtics
looking
might
at
be
that about-
fucking
No, Gabe, you're
A
making a
seven
good
He's
point.
literally going to he's literally going to average 30. I promise you, he's going to average
on a
30
7-seed
points.
team. Like, okay.
On a 7, yeah, but
I don't think he has. I
J-
don't think he
J-Dub
has
could
the
average.
capability. You know
J-Dub
how hard
could
it is to
average
average
25.
30
I-
points.
And
a
if
game,
we're
yeah.
being fair to compare Jaylen Brown, I pulled up their accolades in front of me. The only thing that Jaylen Brown has over Jalen Williams is All-Star, but they're both one-time All-NBA. J-Dub got an all defensive team this season, and again,
What are their
you
ages?
know, the Finals MVP, sure, like they won
Where's
it.
J-Dub's
But if
Finals
the
MVP?
Thunder win, shit, J-Dub gets another 40-point game. You might have some
SJ's
conversation.
winning that thing.
Yeah.
SJ's winning
No,
that
if
thing.
J-Dub has a 40-point game in Game 7, he'll win it.
40
Yeah,
in Game
40
7.
point
That's
in Game
crazy, bro.
7.
You know, SGA had like
Crazy.
the most points in like the first Finals appearance or some shit in like 2 games. That's crazy too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Like
is crazy. But Game
93.
7 is the only game that matters now. Series is
Oh,
tied.
yeah,
It's
that's
game
true.
1.
That is true.
And that
Basically,
matters.
that's what they're
Whoever
going in
can get you the best
0-0.
performance.
Don't let me get
Huh?
one. Don't let me get one.
Yeah,
It's
dude.
first. It's basically tied up.
Yeah, it's tied up. It's a game 1, best of 1.
Scary. Yep.
Back to my
What if they
Chet
were
point
able to
though.
draft random players?
What was I saying? Oh, Chet. Yeah, I feel like he's expendable. Like, you know, with the second apron and only being able to pay 2 max players, and if you can't pay Chet moving forward, I feel like he's the guy that you can let go after seeing these finals performances. Like, you can plug and play with the draft picks that you have or trades, whatever you want to do. But moving forward, Jalen Williams and Chet, or Jalen Williams and SJ are the 2 guys that are you keep long term.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, J-Dub and SGA, obviously, you're not trading either of those guys. Those are your cornerstones, the 2 best players, obviously. And I think you want to keep some of the vets, too, because I think, like, Chet's real problem, well, part of his real problem is, like, he's just young and inexperienced on top of the fact that he's, like, his deficiencies on the glass
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's like you have Hartenstein, who may not be as good as Chet, but he just knows what to do, when to do stuff. He can listen to the coach. He plays his
Yeah.
role well. Chet's still got to figure it out. He's still trying to figure out what type of player he is and how he fits into everything. So I'm not necessarily saying you let him go right after the season, even if you lose, but you definitely are. He's definitely the one that if you are making a trade, he's the one to be in that
Yeah,
package,
he's
like for a
expendable.
Giannis or whatever.
You're gonna keep him
Exactly.
in your pocket to get rid of him.
Yeah, the good thing about the Thunder and how they're shaped with their draft picks and stuff, like you said with the vets, even if Caruso gets older down the line, Hartenstein gets older down the line, you can find other guys in the league that you can pick up or trade for or even draft that
Yeah,
help your
they got
needs.
hella draft picks. They can just draft their next
Exactly.
role players.
That's why they have a chance of being a dynasty. But going into 2 Game 7s this year tells me like, okay, there's a chance that they can lose going into next year, even if they win it this year. You know what I mean? Like, I feel other teams will get better and figure out, okay, see, it's only gonna get harder from here. It's harder to win too.
I don't think, like, realistically, right? I mean, not really, but like hypothetically, like looking into the future, if they're the same team next year, I think we'll be better. Like the Lakers.
Oh, here we go.
Like,
No
cap,
moves.
Let's see what comes from
No
Omari.
moves yet.
Omari, where
What
does
did
he
he
No,
say?
no,
I
no,
don't even.
no,
I
look into the
tuned out
future.
Lakers as soon as I heard.
I'm saying, look into the
Dog,
future.
I did not know
Obviously, I'm
Lakers
assuming-
tangent was about it.
How do we
obviously,
get
I'm
to the
assuming-
Lakers?
Look. It's not. It's. I'm using the Lakers as an example.
Bring up
but
the
I also
Warriors.
think-
Hassan.
I also think this goes for other teams, but like, obviously we saw what Luka did to them last year. But I'm saying, like, in the future, I'm assuming we get a center. Hopefully, we fill out our roster relatively normally. Like, I'm not even expecting like any crazy shit because we don't need crazy stuff. We just need a regular center. Like, but
Yeah.
like them, the Clippers were looking really good. Who knows what they're gonna do? Like.
Spurs and Rockets
The
are my
Spurs,
two.
if they get, if the Spurs get
Dude, Clippers
KD,
getting the Ball brothers, bro.
I saw that.
if Spurs get KD, the Rockets get somebody, you know what I mean, or just
Free agency,
like
signings,
the
trade.
yeah, but like the West is just really good and it's getting better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that I agree with you. Like showing the 2 Game 7s, although they're against really good teams, it's just like it shows that there's that vulnerability.
Yeah. They
You
only
know
get
what I
tougher
mean?
from here. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think.
I mean, like, even this year with the Celtics, that goes to show, like, I feel like they're kind of lackadaisical this year. Like, going up 20 points in like 3 games and losing those showcases like your determination that you didn't have like you did last year. Because Celtics of last year are not going up 20 and losing the games to the Knicks like they did. I feel like they'd still be prime candidates to win a championship this year. But like winning a championship and going into next season thinking that, oh, this is a lock for us to get into again is like the wrong mindset. And I feel like the Celtics are had that feeling going into this season, and that's why they're not in the finals this year.
Yeah, I get you.
All right, Game 7 predictions. Game 7 of NBA Finals. Best 2 words in sports. I think that's what they call it. But who do you guys have winning Game 7 of the NBA Finals in the championship this season?
I was about to
I
get
got
ugly.
I got the Thunder winning, and low key I could see it being a blowout. I'm not gonna lie. Every Game 7 we've seen in recent history has been absolutely one-sided. Remember the Celtics and Tatum dropping 50. What was the last one? The Warriors fucking destroyed the Kings back when they had that Game 7. So I think there's gonna be another blowout. I think the Thunder are gonna. This is like a wake-up call for them. I think if it was a close game and they played relatively well, they'd be like, oh, we got it next game. But now they're like, yo, we can't fuck this up. We cannot come out that lackadaisical. We got to play our best basketball. This is one game, all it comes down to. And the Thunder, I think, are better than the Pacers. So if they just bring their A game, like I think they will after this embarrassing performance, I think it's going to be ugly. And the Thunder should have it wrapped up by the end of the third quarter.
Yeah, can't lose two games in a row, too.
That's a really good point you have there, Bez. A lot of good things were said about the Thunder, but I actually have to disagree with you on that, big dog, because I have the Pacers winning in Game 7, and it's gonna be it's. You think I have the NBA script the way I'm about to explain this right now, bro? They're about to go shot for the first 3 quarters. Thunder are gonna get a lead in the fourth. Hallie and Siakam are gonna do some crazy shit to come back. SJ's gonna do some insane shit in the final 2 minutes to go take the lead. But when you don't even know what's gonna happen, you think the Pacers are out. This is when Nembhard, yes, Nembhard is going to do a insane pass to Halliburton to get a game-winning 3. Like, you guys don't even – I already have the script. I literally have the script.
Oh, yeah.
Gonna
This
do
is
what?
the same guy that said Thunder are winning in 5, by the way. Changing his answers up.
Wait, what's going to happen, Gabe? At the end, Nembhard's going to do insane shit.
Nembhard's going to do a game-winning pass to Halliburton. Halliburton's going to make a 3 to win.
Okay, and then you're going to wake up.
Nah, and then I'm going to go celebrate with
Hassan's
flag.
Gabe.
Not real.
Dream.
Dog,
I am. Here, let me give my take. I am 100% in agreement with Bez. I feel like losing the way that you did, 30 points in Game 6, closeout game, giving so many turnovers, just not playing the Thunder brand of basketball is something that they're going to take into account going into Game 7. I feel like it's going to be a blowout. You're at home. You're not going to miss as many threes as you did. You're going to come out with more energy. You're going to remember like this whole season and what it's been built up for. You winning games, being the first seed, going through adversity, even playing a Denver in Game 7 and having to blow them out there. Like there's a lot that's been built up for the Thunder this season to have a perfect ending and a perfect story. And SGA winning the Finals MVP, I think he'll show up. I think the lights aren't too bright for him. He's been the same guy, consistent lead throughout the whole year. I feel like that's going to be the same throughout the Game 7 performance. Hallie is still hurt. He's not going to magically get better. I feel like they're going to attack that really hard going into Game 7 and expose that deficiency that they have there. And then all the games at home have been like them basically in control. Like Game 1 was like the Hallie game, like they won at the last second and only led at the end of the game. But Games 2 and 5 have like been blowouts basically. So I feel like OKC has been in control at home. The arena's going to be loud as hell. And I feel like that they're going to win Game 7, become champions.
Wow.
Or is that cap?
It's like you have a script.
It's
like you have a script too. We'll see if the script A or script D is
Centel
gonna
just said Chet Holmgren was reportedly playing through Juneteenth on his mind.
Damn, bro.
All the struggle he's been going through.
Yeah,
No
right,
oxtail tonight.
No.
He had a lot on his mind, Huss. He had a lot on his mind.
No OD Trey hang pulls, bro. Tonight.
He better practice them OD Trey hang pulls in the gym.
Go hit up KD. Make something work. All right, who do you got, Omari? It's 2-1. 2 Thunder, 1 Pacers.
I know what Omar got. I know who Omar
I
got.
rack my brain very, very hard.
Who's at the bottom? It won't focus.
Who put
Phoenix?
Booker?
No, Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Siakam?
Yes,
We might have the same,
I'm saying
we might have the
if
same amount of chips.
Pacers win the finals, we're having this combo.
No, we might have a different combo about Siakam, bro. If he wins 2 chips in the finals
Top
MVP.
30?
Yeah, for sure.
Man. All right, so it took me about 3 seconds to realize that Shea is on OKC. So I'm going
What?
Pacers Game 7.
Is Scott Foster reffing?
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Can't
Shea
extend it
hater.
anymore.
Shea
Can't
hater.
extend anymore.
I need ethical hoops to win.
But his
every
new
time.
Chris Paul is Hallie, so
I need ethical hoops to win every time. All right, so I'm always gonna root for the real nigga Pacers.
Yes, sir.
I think that they're gonna come out and surprise everybody like they did in Game 1. That was a game that nobody thought they would win. They thought that was a shoo-in for OKC. So I think that back against the wall, we've seen what they can do. We've seen them have clutch performances, and when it comes to clutch, there's nothing more clutch. You know what I mean? There's nothing more clutch than Game 7 in the finals.
And Halliburton.
Yeah, and Halliburton. So I think that, you know what I mean? Who knows how the game will really, really go, or end, but I don't think that it'll be a blowout. I think that the Pacers will win, but I think it'll also be a close game throughout. I think it'll be parts, it could be a nail biter, but I think it'll be still like you really know who wins until maybe time's running out type shit. Like,
Yeah.
We're gonna know when it's 0-0. It's gonna be even. Yeah, it's gonna be like 0-0.
So that's my take on it. I think that I don't think OKC will come out as bad as they look today, but I don't think that the Pacers, like I said earlier, I don't think the Pacers are gonna come out with a dud.
Who do you think is gonna be like the Pacers' hero if they win?
Benedict Mathurin.
That would be so
No,
crazy.
for real, he's been trash.
Obi Toppin.
Miles Turner's played.
Dude, if Mathurin comes out and like scores like he's capable of, they just win the game because it's like you don't even expect that from him. But if he can give it to you, like that's just extra boost.
Yeah, but it's so nerve wracking. A Game 7 to determine your first championship for both franchises in the NBA. And you got young players.
As a fan, though.
Yeah, make or break you. This is literally the biggest game of their careers. You live your whole life to get to a game like this in the NBA.
I do it every week.
Yeah, my whole life is pressure. I saw something interesting on Twitter that I wanted to talk about too, about SGA and Devin Booker. Somebody said if Devin Booker had the same opportunities as SGA with the team talent, that Devin Booker would be a better player and be in the same position. You guys agree? Yeah.
I don't. I mean, they'd still be like a good team, playoff team, probably. Maybe.
He said Devin Booker would be better than SGA.
Better?
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
But in terms of how they're seen, I think so. But
you'd have to be better than an MVP. Like, he's not going to do that, unfortunately. He's going to give you a cool little 29, call it a day.
He's averaged 29.
His defense is not even close to SGA's level, like, respect.
That too, and then the biggest discrepancy on offense is free throws. He can't get to the line like SGA can, which is a huge factor for his top scorers.
He's a real
what was SGA averaging?
He's like about half.
10 free throws a game or something like that, or 7.
He's doing 20. He's doing 29.
Was it like the 7.8?
It wasn't that much. People was like over hating because I remember Embiid was the most all time with 11, and Shay's like 8.5.
Yeah, we could hate on Embiid if you want.
But I don't think Booker gets the line like that.
I can't stand it.
Who? Devin Booker?
Shay.
What would you say, Mark?
I said he just gets weenie ass calls, not even the amount. But
I feel like all top scorers get those calls though.
That's
in NBA history.
He's about to bring up LeBron. Stop.
Yeah, they do.
Hassan.
Yeah, Omari's gonna bring
it's like I already knew the rage bait. Omar, it's like I knew it was gonna happen.
We gotta stop using Braun when he's literally the greatest ever.
Like, one of the greatest of all time.
But it's okay. But
observation hockey.
Him, but he's in my opinion. I know that the superstar whistles, but him, even Brunson, like to an extent, like they just get such little ticky tack calls when it's like other people like Giannis.
I seen a lot. Well, I think it depends. Like, do Trae Young gets the same bullshit? AR gets the same bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people.
Nah, they be smacking AR.
So they apparently
facts.
That Devin Booker got free throw wise was 6.7 to 7.3.
That's a lot.
In 2021 when they made it to the finals. So when he averaged 25. The most he averaged in his career is 27.
Yeah,
so he doesn't really get to the line.
They're very similar, but again, like the other side of the ball, completely like that's a big reason that the Thunder are so good is because they have Shea on the like. Devin Booker would get picked on if he was on the Thunder. He'd be the worst defender. Because
he's not a terrible defender. He's like average. He you never.
Well, you got Caruso, Dort, J-Dub. Which perimeter? He's the worst perimeter defender.
Yeah, I mean, wouldn't Shea be the worst perimeter defender on his team?
But Shea's already getting blown by the most. Isn't that a real stat, guys? Question mark.
In the finals, yeah, but he does so much.
He's still all NBA level defense. So it's like he's the worst, but he's still a good defender. It's like Devin Booker.
Maybe his teammates are helping him become all NBA. That's why he's good at it.
That could be.
I
That's
would
not-
agree with you if
you're
they
not
had like
wrong,
an
dude.
elite center or something. But
How could he be?
Because
Other
everyone else
perimeter
is so good,
players.
he's gonna be naturally good too.
He
Like
was fat.
like he doesn't have to do too much.
I disagree because then fucking Trey Young wouldn't look so ass cheeks every season.
Trae Young doesn't
If
have
the
all
other
NBA
guys
defenders, like 4 of them.
Yeah, that's true. He doesn't have help.
He has
I
one.
think
They
But,
that
gave him
like
one.
if D Book was averaging his stats on like
Whoa.
a team like this, I think that he'd be regarded the same. But when it comes to being better, I think that shares.
I don't think D
Dude,
Book's a
I don't
30
even think
point per game
D-Book could
scorer.
average
to
that.
be
I don't
fair.
think D-Book could
Yeah,
do
I don't think he
33.
can.
Yeah, I don't think he could do
33 maybe
33.
not. I think he could do like 29, 30. but-
29, 30 is like all right, but like anything above that's like real.
His best
you know what I'm
season was
saying, type players.
27.
Yeah,
Was that
but
with KD
28.
or
Especially
KD?
not getting to the line as much. Like you need to get to the line to get those extra 5
Yeah,
points.
yeah.
You know.
There's no way you can average 30 without getting. I mean, Steph did it. That was his unanimous year.
But he's
They're
like a
really-
3-point. Like,
also
Yeah,
it's
demon.
just
I don't think. I don't think
or
in
Book got to
today-
start taking like 12 threes a game. That's
Yeah.
fine if you
That
want to
too.
do that.
Should at a higher
He,
clip.
I don't
he did
think,
start taking more, but he
Hus,
doesn't need to take more.
Hassan,
now.
Yeah.
I don't think in 2025, from what we've seen, I don't think unless Booker has like a miraculous jump, he's even like sniffing SGA tier. You know what I'm saying? That's just pretty like clear cut.
Yeah,
because
even with the
SGA's
Saints.
locked top 5. Devin Booker's like top 15, maybe. You know.
Yeah.
SGA's
17.
MVP, bro. I don't think Devin Booker's ever gonna win MVP in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you don't think that even if they switch roles, just because
Dude, I don't know because
Hey,
what
if
SGA does,
Devin
like what
Booker,
Bez is
if
say-
Devin Booker switched roles
think
this
that's
season, I think Jokic would have won MVP. Like
yes,
they would have given it to Jokic.
because
Yeah,
SGA would have done like not, you know what I'm saying?
like he'd remind me of like Tatum. He'll put up good stats on a good team and not win MVP.
It's a good comp. But Tatum still like would be a top 10 player unanimously. So
Devin Booker's
Book
also
would be
corny
my
like
same.
Tatum, so
Devin
it
Booker
doesn't
would be a
matter.
top 10 player too. If Devin Booker averaged
Yeah, D-Book
27
has
on
he
a
has
first seed,
top
he'd
10
be a top 10
potential.
player.
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he has
He'd be in
top-
that
he's
same
got
combo.
potential.
as
Yeah.
Tatum.
Yeah, top 10 potential, but he's not maximizing his like utility, his potential all the time. He's always like, oh, he's almost there.
I mean,
Oh, he's
that's
almost there.
That's the team's fault, really. It's just it's
Yeah,
mostly because the team is his ass. Like if he was doing his regular numbers in the playoffs right now, or obviously not right now, it's June, but if we saw him first, second round averaging 20 something, people's opinions would be much different. You know what I mean?
here, think
Yeah,
about
it's
this.
just
Where do
like,
you rank
we're not
Donovan
seeing
and Edwards? Then Devin's behind them, both of them, right?
After this season, yes, I'll get that's fair.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like
It's
after
hard
the
'cause-
season, you have to, but it's just like
I got to go
what
season by
affects that
season
is
with
really
these
like
things
what
now,
they,
bro.
yeah, like
Like,
what affects that is really where they're at. You know what I mean?
yeah, all time though.
Okay.
All time right now I'd be Book, Mitch, and then Edwards. So reverse.
Dang. So Edwards
Yeah,
gets no
all
credit
time.
for being a back-to-back Eastern Conference final.
No,
like,
I don't take
attendee.
those seriously because of the path.
Do
Path
You think
matters
people
so
just
much.
get there like all the time, like LeBron and Curry? Those are not
No, they
easy.
don't.
Team
They don't.
sport, bro.
They
It's a
don't.
team
It's not
sport.
easy. It's not easy, but path matters, bro. Like matchups really matter. They did. The
Wait,
only
what
reason
if
they
Edwards
got
goes
there
to
was
the Eastern,
they
the
exploited
Western Conference
matchups
again,
really
a
well.
third time?
They
in a
also
row.
got ran both times they went to the conference finals in 5 games.
Yeah,
That's fine.
exactly.
That's okay. We didn't got to talk about that.
Like paths.
Hey, if
matter.
you're gonna
The only
knock
thing I'll
Ant,
give
you gotta
credit
knock
for-
Dame because Dame went to the conference finals and got swept. So
Yeah, exactly. The only thing I'll give you
never
credit
lost
for is
regrets.
making the finals, because making the finals is hard because you may never get back. That's why I give Tyrese so much credit for playing, because you may never get back to this point. And you
Nah,
may
he's
never.
coming back. Back-to-back champion right here.
No, bro. Westbrook hasn't gotten back. Harden hasn't gotten back. CP got there once, and he got like he wasn't lucky, but it's like hard to get there. Yeah, you can't take it for granted. Pacers, man, never be back.
that would suck to lose a game 7 then.
Yeah, bro.
Everything's shattered.
Yeah,
Speaking of
honestly,
ring
Pacers
culture,
going
you
back.
guys see that like LeBron clip that's been going pretty viral
Yep.
about him
Yeah,
saying
it's
that
complex.
ring culture doesn't really matter as much, and we put up too much emphasis on it.
He's
And,
he's
he's
right
gonna
though.
get
He's somewhat
He is
right
right, yeah.
because like if you take a look, like people bring up MJ's rings and stuff like that, but it's like then when you bring up Bill Russell's rings to those MJ people, now they're like, oh, rings don't matter. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, but you understand when Bill Russell was in the league, there was like 12 teams. Even when MJ was in the league, it wasn't a
It
full
was
30
less
teams.
teams.
Like we ended up adding 4 more
And they
two
had-
more
yeah.
expansion teams since then. So it's like the competition's not as high. The resources that the kids are getting nowadays aren't as high either. The money wasn't as much, so people weren't investing their lives into basketball. Like
Yeah.
there's so many factors that go into it. The way the game is played, the rules, like you can't use ring culture because it's different
Niggas couldn't
eras.
even
Like
double team.
if you
Can
want to
can you
compare
tell me the whole
rings in the
context of
same
this? That's
era,
what he said?
So basically, he was saying that players that don't have rings don't get as much credit, like Steve Nash, Charles Barkley, for their talent, and we put too much emphasis on ring culture, and that's like the biggest thing, or that's how we rank players in today's NBA is based off them winning rings. But when it's a team sport and not an individual sport, basically.
Yeah.
So
And
he
like I was
is
saying,
of the
like,
opinion that rings should not matter as much, right?
Yeah, exactly.
yes. Yeah, like I was saying,
What
like
the hell? That's
going
wrong.
across eras is just hard to compare because if you want to compare a Jokic to Giannis in the same era, I think that's fair. You can compare their rings and their situations,
Mhm.
like, but if you're comparing across eras, you just can't do that because the competition different. Sometimes the West is weak, sometimes the East is weak. Like sometimes someone gets hurt. Like it's just really silly to do that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I mean, I guess when we're splitting hairs, okay, when you're debating between like like one spot in a ranking,
Yeah,
sure, this guy has
exactly.
an extra ring, but it's like you're like leaving Steve Nash off your top 50 because he doesn't have a ring or whatever. That's silly.
Yeah. I see where you come from. I'm like on both sides of it. Like you play basketball to win a championship, like that's the ultimate goal, and that's why he left Cleveland to go to Miami to win a championship. So like I feel like he's speaking after the fact of winning championships. Like, oh damn, this is not as like important. Well, we have to take it into account. Like we'll use those debates to say, oh, him and MJ or like who's better, just for the GOAT debate. Like you have to take rings into account for a GOAT debate. But in terms of like talking about talented players like Barkley, Nash, we shouldn't put as much emphasis on it. But if you want to raise like in the rank of being a GOAT or one of the greatest ever, you need to win a ring, like point blank. So that's the only reason you play basketball or want to like gain like GOAT stature, I guess.
Can I ask a
Yeah,
question?
I mean,
Can I ask a question?
all right. What?
Go ahead.
Let me ask a question. If you were to take rings out of everyone's resume and leave everything else on, does the list change at all?
For me, no.
Yeah,
It's
LeBron
a
would be the
hard
best
question,
player.
to be honest. I think you have to think about it. What
LeBron
about
would be
other
my
people?
greatest
People
player
like,
ever if there's no rings.
what about like Hakeem's? What about like people who are like just they just like I know Hakeem won, but would that go up or down? Would you put someone else in front of him? Stuff like that. I know it's a kind of loaded
Yeah,
question because you have to think about it a lot. But
It definitely changes, yeah.
People
But
yeah, because
move.
you'll
Like
just base it
Hakeem
off of
probably goes
individual skill.
down if there's no rings because it's like his rings are super important because of like he did it in a time where MJ was like the king, so like his
Yeah.
rings is valued more.
I mean, then they
But
wasn't
if you
playing for one of them.
you know if you take those rings away, then you can argue somebody that may not have been better than like a David Robinson or something. I don't know, but
Yeah.
like just somebody in his realm just better than him because of that.
And you just base people off like individual performance. Man, James Harden would skyrocket through like rankings if that was the
Yeah,
case.
definitely.
Dude,
Like
Russell
you,
Westbrook might be top
Yeah,
10.
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
yeah, Chris Paul too. Like we like differentiate certain players because they can't win a ring, and like
Dude,
that's the
DeMar
biggest thing.
DeRozan might be a top 50 player of all time.
For real. Dame too.
Yeah.
Kyrie, like a Kyrie won a ring, but like the 1-2 conversation never exists if you're not playing for a ring. Like,
Yeah.
For me,
what are you gonna
like,
say, Omari?
I had a couple points in my head, but one of them was like I was watching like First Things First, like Nick Wright.
Mhm.
And he like his point. Obviously, he's a Bron stan, but his main point was like say LeBron like they win 2016, right?
Mhm.
And then he was like KD goes to the Celtics, you know what I mean, and doesn't go to the Warriors. It's like LeBron could he could win those rings, like, you know what I mean, but he averages the same, you know what I mean, those years, and let's say he doesn't win those rings, like his legacy is like this, but like
Yeah.
obviously KD goes and it's like how much we got a good comment, thank you. Obviously like KD going there changes that history, you know what I mean, and it's like, oh well, that's the real history, but had he not gone there, Bron could have won more, and Dre admitted that he feels like they would have won more, you know what I mean, at the point that they were at.
Yeah.
And so it's like it doesn't really change how good LeBron is or was, you know what I mean, because he was gonna do what he's gonna do regardless.
Yeah.
But it's like KD being there is what changes that legacy, really, you know what I mean. So it's like you're basing that ranking off of something that a whole team, you know what I mean, did, when it's like LeBron would have played the same either way, like ring or not ring, you know what I mean? And the only thing that really changed that was the team was just so much better now, instead of because when they went and got KD, you know?
Yeah, but the ultimate goal is to win the ring. That's why
Yeah, 100%.
ring culture is important, because If there's no ring or no championship, then what are you playing for?
Yeah, obviously, and it's also. Oh, my other point was like, you
I agree
can.
100%.
I don't think it's hypocritical to like you can recognize that ring culture has like its toxic side, but also still like you're still obviously everyone's hooping to like win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to when you're on the court, you want to win. Like you're not playing just. Some people play just to get buckets, but generally, if you love the game, like you're playing to win. You know what I mean?
Bradley
Like,
Beal.
A lot of people in the league that like that nowadays. honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him.
Bag.
Get
But,
your money, bro. Yeah, I don't blame him. Honestly.
Yeah, but it's like if you care about the game, like you want to win, but it's like he still has a point. There's still a point to be made about like the all-time rankings and whether or not like rings should play as much of a factor like as
Yeah.
they do.
I think they should.
Then again, I guess he does get hate for making it to the finals and not winning the ring. So maybe that
Which is
gives him like
it's still crazy. Like,
That is stupid. That's a different thing that
dumber
should
than
not
ring
exist.
culture.
Yeah,
The
but
That's
I feel like
dumb
that's
made
why
to the
he
point.
entirely.
that's why his opinion is what it is. Like when you have that GOAT debate and it's so like nitpicky for him and MJ, and people will say, "Oh, you don't have as many rings and you lost this many finals." Like get to the finals 8 straight times is already like
I
damn
think-
near.
I
yeah,
think-
10
an
straight
all-time
times.
feat that will never ever
Exactly.
ever
And
ever
I feel
ever
like he
ever
did-
ever happen again. Like
Yeah, not one
Like-
player's ever doing that. Ever.
Yeah.
I think he's wrong about the
And
ring
that's
thing,
how
by
I-
the way, but that's dumb.
Yeah, and I feel like they only
I think the rings
pick
matter.
that for those conversations, but rings definitely matter.
I think what we should take into account more is like how they perform in the playoffs and how far they get, as opposed to actually having to win. Because let's say Tyrese, or even look at a Jimmy Butler, like he never or may never win a ring, but his whole legacy will be remembered as overachieving and stepping up his game in the playoffs. So like
Yeah,
that's a situation where like ring culture can get toxic because maybe down the line Jimmy never wins a ring, people forget how good he was, you know. But when it came down to playoffs, we all know how elite Jimmy stepped it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll
that's
forget.
also my biggest thing when it comes to Braun is that like obviously you know like his like what he did in the play like his playoff averages and playoff performances are like it like it's like not even it's like almost incomparable. Like obviously as Jordan's had like amazing performances, like insane ones, but it's like the leading all stats and shit like that is just like shit that's like almost like inhuman, and you still also probably won't ever see again. You know what I mean? Like you never saw it before him, and you're never gonna see it again. Like leading all stats in the finals of both teams, like that's an insane stat that he was doing like consistently too. Like it was he didn't. I think it was only that one year that he was all five, but
Yeah.
he's usually like 3 or 4 of the main stats he's leading in. You know what I mean? It's just like, and then playing like 46 minutes a game, like in dumb shit. It's just like in the playoffs and like the game has the best like game winning percentage. You know what I mean? Like the game winning percentage, like so all those buzzer beaters, all like the anytime he was an underdog. You know what I mean? So it's just like I feel like his legacy, like in the playoffs alone, is partly why like I don't always take it. Obviously, I think it's dumb to be like, oh yeah, 6 finals losses because it's hard to get to the finals, and no one will do it as many times as he did again. But
never know.
but it's also like he played like Jesus Christ himself, even in the losing efforts. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
even in the losing efforts, the nigga was averaging like 35, like damn near a 35-point triple double. So it's just like, what can you really tell him? Like what more could he have done? Like he has to average 40 to win. You know what I mean? That's the standard. Like
yeah, and I feel like that conversation is only brought up when it's the GOAT debate. But if it's not a GOAT debate, everyone has him as at least a top 2 or top 3 greatest player of all time because of those things that he's done. So I feel like it's a win-lose situation or conversation.
yeah.
What do you think,
It's
Gabe?
also like the era thing. My last point about this, I know I was going on for a minute, but my last point is like when he was talking about them bringing up Bill Russell, like, and then Jordan literally has an interview saying the same thing, like saying that I don't think that you can rate my rings against Bill Russell because we played in different eras, and that was back then when he said that. You know what I mean? And I just think that now that we have TV, now that we have social media, we can easily go back and see the 80s and 90s. It's still not as easy to go see fucking Wilt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like we can go back and see the 80s and 90s still. And so the dudes that have the nostalgia can still bask in the nostalgia. You know what I mean? And I feel like the older people don't really recognize the change, and if they do, like they just hate. You know what I mean? They are like the people like, oh, the league sucks now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like they don't really differentiate, or they don't really know how different the 80s and 90s were compared to now. You know what I mean? Like it's still like a much different game. And I feel like younger people, like when you're playing it and you're like more in tune now, you can tell. But I feel like the older people, they still see like, obviously everyone, like there's that debate like how much Jordan will average this, you know, in this era and stuff like that.
This era.
But it's like, you know, those people are the belief that like he's just, you know what I mean? Like it's just nothing. You know what I mean? Like there's not gonna be no difference him just coming over here and just he's gonna cook everybody. You know what I mean? But in reality, like the league is so different in the last 20 years to like, you know what I mean?
Compare eras like that.
To compare. So I'm like, there's way more parity now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he won 6 chips, you know, like, and it's like as time has gone on, besides Bron and Curry, well, I guess the Warriors, besides them, like I think 4 is even gonna be hard to attain now. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna be hard for me to see maybe if
4 is
Jokic
crazy.
like gets a much better team, you know, that he keeps playing like this for longer, but it's in my opinion, it's gonna be hard for anyone to even get to 4 now because it's like the league is just gonna continue to get better.
It's very hard to get to 3.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to get to 3. So I'm like, I think that not that the league, even though I do sometimes think the league was weak back then, it's just like it goes to show that like as the league is getting better, it's harder and harder to win high numbers of chips. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
So
it's
you just
gonna
have to
be
base it off of like eras, players,
and
and
it's gonna be soon. It'll be like when everyone really got 1 or 2. You know what I mean? And maybe some people got 3. You'll just never have another GOAT. You know what I mean? No matter how good somebody plays. You know what I mean? Like, so it's just.
I mean, look at Giannis now. He hasn't gotten out the first round since he won a chip.
Exactly. Like, but we know he's an all-time great.
Yeah.
And we know what Giannis would do in any era at this. You know what I mean? Like this Giannis would do this in any era, really.
Yeah.
But it's like because of this, the era that he's playing in now. It's just like there's so much talent and there's so many things that could happen. Your team could just go to shit randomly. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think that it should really be as meaningful because we've seen as eras go on, it's gonna be harder and harder to win high numbers of chips.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, we'll see. It might go back to what Jordan was, depending on the talent. But you never know.
I don't see it because it's just like the talent would like someone would have to be like Wemby would have to like just become like actual MJ. You know what I mean? And just be dominant for it to be like that much of a gap from anybody. You know what I mean?
It's possible though for him.
Even the gap between Bron, like the Bron gap. That's the high. I think Bron's peak is gonna be like the highest anyone's off of the best player, like between 1 and 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, can't say.
I don't think any one player is gonna be like dominant.
Because I can see Wemby based off just potential. Like Wemby can be one of those guys.
That's why I use my example because I feel like if anybody, it's gonna be that nigga. Like,
and even like in other eras, Tim Duncan won 5. Like Kobe's winning in his eras too. Like people will like go back and forth within winning championships because you'll have over a 10+ year career if you're one of them guys. So like you have a chance or a shot to get to 6 if you're really.
But and then now we got the new CBA. Like there's way more team turnover now. You know what I mean? Like it's just gonna be hard to be dynastic in this era. So that's why I'm like, it's gonna be a little bit, in my opinion, unfair to the future people. Because in reality, like if nobody wins, like if we keep the GOAT debate how it is, like somebody could average 35 for their career and only win 2 chips, maybe 3, and then they're not better than Jordan.
You'll be in Wilt standings because that's like literally Wilt's career.
Literally, chips, and it's like back then, a lot of people had Wilt. Obviously, it's a debate, but a lot of people had Wilt over Bill. A lot of people had Bill over Wilt. But it was like a real debate. You really couldn't. A lot of people, it was still like up in the air. But it's because one was so like good the stats wise, and one had rings.
Yeah, 11 chips. Did you say how you felt about the conversation, Gabe?
He said he don't fuck with Bron, so I said I'm about to get after this.
All right, that's enough Bron talk. We sound like ESPN at this point.
Yeah, we can go into the games, I guess.
Hold up, I got news, bro. We got some news to talk about,
Okay,
y'all.
let's go ahead.
There was a trade that went down. We didn't even talk about this. Desmond
Oh,
Bain
yeah.
going to the Orlando Magic. The Grizzlies are getting KCP, Cole Anthony, 4 unprotected picks, and a first-round pick swap. What are your thoughts on the trade?
I honestly think it's a win-win for both teams because I feel like Desmond Bain by himself is 2 first-round picks, but you're obviously gonna want to ship him for more. And I feel like if you want to get your guy and you think you can win a championship now, especially with the weaker East, give up the picks and go get your guy. Plus, KCP's contract is terrible because of how he performed this year. So
He
they're
was
offloading
awful.
his contract as well. So you have to give a first-round pick for that. So it makes it a bit more fair towards the trade for Orlando. So you get your guy and you have a shot in winning going into next season. Or I mean, that's all you can really ask for, especially watching the Pacers now. Just having a shot is enough. So from the Memphis side, you have your 4 for unprotected first round picks. If Ja doesn't work out or JJ doesn't work out going into next season, I didn't like, even if they had kept the same team going into next season, I didn't think they'd get out the second round. It's like a recurring cycle with the Memphis Grizzlies. They never show you anything new with the way that their roster is currently constructed. So trading him and getting picks for him is the right way. And then you have a chance of trading JJJ or Ja going into next season if you don't think things are going to work out and get more picks. So I feel like they're going into the right direction, especially having a new coach going into next season.
All right. Well, I think that I agree with a lot of what Hassan said. I think that it was a good acquisition player wise. I do think that, you know, I mean, 4 picks is a lot, and 4 picks and 2 players is a lot, but you know, it's good to get off KCP contract. So you know, it's understandable, but I do think that it puts the Magic on a, you know, I don't know if a full higher tier, but I think next year, like the East is so weak that there will be
Yeah,
a top
up
3
there.
or 4 team. You know what I mean? So I think it's good for them. And then yeah, the Grizzlies. I'm of the mindset that they should like not fully rebuild, but they should probably get up off of one of the players again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, East is
Either
only
Ja
going to
or
get
JJ.
stronger, or West is only going to get stronger.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, they got a good amount of picks in that trade, but you know they might be better off just rebuilding because the West, like, if they try to kind of like salvage their seasons, you know what I mean? Like, I think that they'll just be stuck in purgatory forever. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a good fit for the Magic. They desperately needed shooting, and they got probably one of the best shooters in the league. So that's good for them. I think the 4 unprotected picks is a little bit too much for my taste. I think it's a bit of an overpay, but you did get a guy who you probably, you know, he probably wasn't on the market. It was probably the Magic calling up the Grizzlies saying, we want Desmond Bain. And they're like, well, he's not for sale. But then they said, we'll give you 4 unprotected picks. And they said, all right, he's on his way to Orlando right now.
yeah,
So I don't think that Desmond
What's
Bain
the
was like being
address?
shopped around, but I think Orlando really wanted him. They called up Memphis, and Memphis I think smartly made the trade. And I think this is good for both teams. Again, I think that it's a little bit much of an overpay, and I'm only saying that not because, again, the move is great. I think the fit is great, everything's great. But if you want to make another move, it kind of bootstraps you a little bit to where you don't really have like the pick equity to do so. I mean, they still have a couple picks, but the fact is they're gonna have to go deep in their bag into the future if they want to make another move. So that's really the only thing I would say. You kind of maybe cash your chips in a little too early because, you know, maybe mid-season next year, or maybe even by the time the season starts, when a couple of more moves have happened, something else opens up, and, you know, even on the same team, let's say a John Moran is available. I think I'd want him a little more than a Desmond Bain. So
Or you
that's
could
the
have
only
got
thing
like
I would
a
say.
Cam Johnson for a cheaper price, you know? Cam Johnson, you can shoot threes, play defense at a cheaper level, and then you could have got picks for somebody else. So you could have kept some assets.
For the Grizzlies side, I actually don't even think that this tells them that they should be trading Ja and Jaren, because I think them getting rid of Desmond Bain is really their move to get under the luxury tax. I think you stay with Ja and Jaren. Ja sells tickets. Jaren Jackson Jr. is your big, you know, that's going to pair well with him, your defensive anchor as well. You got a ton of picks to rebuild in the future. You have a bunch of young guys that you can either trade for, you know, more players, future picks, whatever the case is. A lot of your team is young generally, so you can kind of see how things play out. I've seen them involved in Trey Murphy conversations as well, potentially. So I think they can kind of stay put and do what they do. I don't think this necessarily hampers them. in any type of way or that they should trade Ja Morant because like you still need to field a respectable team. And it's like you're blowing it up for what? I would understand if there was like they had a high pick this year or they're trading up for the number 1 pick for Cooper Flag or even Dylan Harper or whatever. But it's like there's no reason to do that. At least this season, I think that they should stay both Jaren and Ja for at least this entire season on the team. Maybe if you have a bad year and you don't make the playoffs, then you can reevaluate. But I don't see a reason to rush that, especially now that you traded Desmond Bane and really got under that luxury tax. So I think they're fine. They just kind of wait and see. More of a retool year. Just see what you can do. You're going to get a new coach too, or at least have a full season with your new coach. So it's kind of just a wait and see for them.
Good ticket sales point by Ja, because I remember when he was hurt and suspended, like nobody was going to the Memphis games. And then when they were actually good, their whole stadium was packed, the gritty and everything.
And that's a franchise that's a small market that actually cares about like maybe not winning, but enough to get people in seats. So I don't think there's like the Lakers. Okay, well they're gonna get butts in seats anyway, so they gotta go for the win. But a Memphis team, sometimes they just want the money, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Sold out seats watching Robert Sacre.
Lonzo Ball, D'Lo. Good times.
The aura. Is Gabe with us, or he's in another dimension? They can't call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm here.
He's back.
Oh,
How do you feel about the Desmond?
my thoughts on I like the idea of getting someone that's gonna help you guys out, but for the Magic, I don't like Desmond Bane. To be honest, I think that's not gonna help him too much. I get the point, I get the shooting, I get what they're trying to do, but I think it's not gonna matter too much in the East. I think they're still gonna be like a mid team, honestly.
Nah,
Really?
But for the Grizzlies, I mean, I think it fleeced them 4 first rounds for Desmond Bane. Like it's
or you
great.
saw Desmond Bane play live. You know he's a bucket.
Yeah, you know he's a bucket.
He is a bucket, but he's not an answer to your problem. Like, dude, you're getting a third best guy.
Shooting
Like,
bad.
He's
He's
exactly
shooting
right.
bad, and he can play defense.
Yeah.
they need shooting because the guy they signed shooting last year is not a good shooter anymore. Like, it's like
Exactly. They traded
like
him.
what?
Yeah.
I know.
Got
So
Nicky out of there.
what if? And then it's gonna be like KSP's gonna go to different teams and start shooting less
and then
out again. So
replace
it's
him
like,
with a nigga who
if your
can
shooter's
average
not
20
hitting
points.
shots, you're not gonna be happy. If Desmond Bane ever falls in that category of not hitting shots, they're gonna be upset. So
The thing
Yeah,
is, the
well,
way they
he's
shoot is
a
way
proven
different.
talent,
KCP
is
is
the
a
point.
catch and shoot guy.
okay, KCP's
and
a
the
proven
Orlando
shooter
Magic
too.
don't really have anybody to set him up like that. Desmond Bane could get his shot off at any way he wants. He can catch off the dribble, off the catch. So he's not going to be limited by like the team's offense. Or I think that's why KCP struggled because anytime he's been good at 3-point shooters, it's been with Braun or Jokic, who've been setting him up for good catch and shoot looks.
Exactly.
But Desmond Bane doesn't need that. So I don't think it's going to affect him at all, honestly.
Yeah, then you have
I
like
think
a young
that-
Paulo Banchero and Wagner that are like trying to shoot most of the shots. Like
I don't think they mesh,
average
in my
most of the
opinion.
game.
I don't think Desmond Bane fits. I think it's a little weird.
Shoot, we'll
I
see.
think his styles. I think his
Saying he
styles will
doesn't
clash
fit is
more with Bane and
crazy.
Franz.
I think he's just
I mean,
weird.
for Paolo and Franz, I think it's gonna clash.
There's a reason.
Hey,
we give
what do
him
you mean it's going to
for him.
clash? Paolo doesn't even fucking shoot threes.
Yeah,
I
Franz
don't think
doesn't
Desmond
either.
Bane's gonna be
He's
the
not
answer
as
for their
great.
team.
We'll
I
see.
mean, you could say
He's
that, but
a-
saying he's a bad fit is a little ignorant in my opinion.
It does.
You
feel
can
like
say it's
bad
not a
fit.
good
I think they
move.
need
I can
more-
respect that.
I think they need more playmaking potential, not more shooting ability. I don't think that's
No,
the
they
problem.
You
definitely-
can have both. There's a need for both.
Okay, well,
They got-
they're
they got
lacking on
young Franz.
playmaking.
What do you mean?
They're not
I'd rather
done.
have
They ain't a
playmaking over
championship
shooting.
team.
Shooting more. Shooting's a
4
bigger
first-round
difference.
picks for Bane is very not good, in my opinion. Very not good.
Disagree. You got Mikal Bridges going for 5 first-round picks
I
What
think
year was
Bane
that
might
in?
be better than McHale.
last year.
Okay, so why are we just doing problems? Like, why are people not making smart decisions?
It's the market. Your value's based off the market.
So how much is
That's
Katie
the
gonna
price
be
you
worth?
got to
Let's tell
pay
me
for
this.
someone who's not available.
For not available.
That's it.
I get why they did it. I
And
didn't
part
know.
of it is offloading KCP in the first place. Like
Katie's gonna go for less because
if
he's
it was
like on his
just,
block.
if it was just
There's more
Bane, it might
context
have
to
been
that
2 or
too.
3.
Like, yeah, they need to like let go of KD's KD because he's not going to be on the team going into next year. So they'll take something eventually. So there's leverage in that. You don't have to pay as much.
Mhm. I like the
Whereas
Grizzlies
Desmond Bane, you got to call up and say, "Oh, we want him," so you got to pay for more.
because Bane
That's
wasn't
young.
Bane deserves to be on like a good team. Is Magic is the answer? I don't think so. It couldn't. What if he went somewhere better? But yeah, the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies.
There's literally
are-
nowhere he can go that's better unless he's going to like the Thunder.
Like,
No, there's like 6, 7 more teams you can go on that could have been better.
What teams that can realistically trade for him too? Like, don't say the Celtics when they have fucking
Thunder?
paying everybody on their team.
The Thunder.
That's
I
one
said
team.
besides the fucking Thunder who are in the finals right now.
They could have.
Indiana's a good option, but there's no need for him.
Dude, if the Pacers traded for Desmond Bane mid-finals, they would have lost today. I swear to God. Like, that would have been the stupidest shit. I don't even think they can. Like, that's not even
No,
possible.
they can't.
No, that's
I'm just saying
impossible.
for team fit.
We're trolling that one.
In a unrealistic world.
You're only saying the Pacers because they're in the finals, but beginning
Yeah,
of
I'm
the
just
year,
saying
we were not
West.
saying like that's a better team, you know.
I think Orlando's the best fit for him, and they made the right move.
I agree. Just a little rich for the four first, but hey, he's under contract, so. Any other thoughts on the trade?
Nah.
Those Magic picks aren't even gonna be that good either. That's the other thing. Those Magic picks won't really be that good.
Yeah,
either.
the Magic are making playoffs every year, like with Desmond Bane
like,
and Paolo and Franz. So.
And the East.
Yeah, and the East too. Like minimum 8th
So
seed
like,
through play-in. Even
you know,
everyone's
like,
dead.
do you want to hold on to those picks and get some good like fucking 25th picks? You know what I mean? Like, or you know,
Desmond Bane's a 25th pick or something like that. So
yeah,
I guess so. But yeah, I think that, you know what I mean, those picks aren't worth that much.
Yeah.
So
they still need help, but it's a good start. Next piece of news: the Lakers have been sold. Jeannie Buss said she's going to be running things, but officially Mark Walter, owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, has purchased it. And basically, just to sum it up for everybody who's watching this, explaining like you're 5 years old, the Lakers just got a lot richer, essentially. They went from one of the, I don't want to say cheaper owners, but Jeannie Buss was very, very frugal with her spending, to one of the wealthiest owners, a guy who owns, I believe, part of the LA Galaxy, the Dodgers, several other ventures that I don't know off the top of my head, but we're not going to be afraid to spend anymore. And this is very good news for Lakers fans and Luka Doncic. Luka made a statement on Twitter. I'm going to see if I can find it, but he essentially said that, you know, I appreciate everybody, blah, 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 but we're in good hands or something like that. And I agree. Shout out to the Lakers, man. $10 billion sale, and it was approved. So Lakers about to be doing a lot more spending. Get ready to see some actually insane team.
Yeah.
Is what I'm going to say right now.
I heard apparently like the CBA rules and stuff don't change, but in terms of getting better trainers, being like spending more money on the team, essentially, like team dynamic stuff is something that they can put all their money in. So it's going to be better overall for the team in terms of getting players up to date.
You see the thing, I seen a report saying that Jeannie, like, it took her, like, she was like one of the last owners to really even have an analytics department. And JJ is like the reason that they have like one now.
She's old school, probably. It's the Lakers.
JJ, well, not the reason that they have one, but JJ, like, when he came in, he pushed to like have a better one. Yeah, like,
so every department's just gonna get an upgrade, basically.
Yeah, I'm like, nigga, what? Like, you see that there was a whole report just labeling how cheap the Lakers organization has been. It was just like,
because it makes so much money regardless. Like, you don't have to. You can spend $2 on the Lakers and people are still gonna watch them because it's LA. It's the market, you know.
But they'd be hella cheap. Like, they wasn't paying niggas like fucking hotels and shit. Like,
it's crazy. The Lakers cheap out, but when our games are on TV, they literally pull up orbital VSATs just to fucking show us ref angles that we've never seen.
They paid $2 million just for that one shot.
It's on the tail end of LeBron's career too. We'll see how that
niggas be. Oh man, this should be making me so mad. They should have sold the niggas when LeBron got there. They should have done that.
It's actually, honestly, like going off what Omari said, it's actually impressive how good we've been considering like the cheapness of the team. Like, LeBron's been literally fighting through all this. The AD trade center requests, like, we're like, fuck all that. We ain't paying luxury tax. Like, it's very surprising that we've been actually as good as we have been through Jeannie Buss owning the team.
I feel like the players just spend their money on themselves. Like, LeBron obviously has what he has and spends it from his personal like account, you know. It's a team of stuff.
Yeah,
it's LeBron James at the end of the day too. No team organization is gonna stop him.
Yeah, now I'm super looking forward to next year. I was already super hyped, but we might get just have Giannis at center, just chilling.
Oh, Tani's gonna be our center.
He's gonna play with a double sport athlete. He's gonna see him dunking. Catching
That
loss
nigga
for
is
Luka.
like, what is he like 6'2"?
He's like 6'7". No, I'm kidding. He's like 6'3".
Yeah, he's like,
6'7".
he can play point guard out there, get some minutes.
It's funny. Yeah, Luka needs to sign the extension though. I feel like he will soon.
He will. I don't think. I think he's gonna be a Laker forever.
He's still got a year left, so he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
I think he'll be a Laker forever.
Luka.
Yeah.
We'll see.
There's really no reason he would leave. He didn't even want to leave Dallas. They fucking traded him against his will.
Literally.
He's supposed to have a statue.
Call it fat.
Yeah.
I mean, he was fat. It doesn't mean he's not a good player though. It still does the thing.
Before they shut the door, they're like, "Fat ass nigga." And they slam
So imagine he's fat and he's like top 3. What if he's like skinny? He's like top 1. What does that make sense?
Yeah. No, I'm saying he's MVP season next year. I'm not even joking.
That's your guy.
Yeah. He's like gonna have
Sleeping giant just awoke. By the
33,
way,
9 and 9.
Damn, that would be one of the greatest MVP seasons
I
ever.
gotta take it back. We were saying no one's winning 3 in a row anymore. Fucking
Yeah, it was
Lakers about to
34,
do it
89.
again.
Yeah, but doing MVP.
Bryson, Bronny.
He's gonna if he does it on the Lakers, and if he does that on that team, we'll probably be first seed. You know what I mean? Unless everyone died, and that's why he's doing it.
My bet's OKC's probably gonna be first again if they're healthy. But
They're
We'll
regular
see.
season
They're
merchants.
regular
They're
season
not
team.
fit
Yeah,
to
they're regular season team.
win a championship, Hassan. That's why we're
We'll
finding on
see.
Sunday
I
when
think that
Pacers
the
beat them.
Lakers were shit on them in the playoffs though. So.
This is us right now. Hold on.
Huss, what's the over under on Halliburton points?
Yeah.
I saw Lake Shoyo tweeting Jokic and Giannis coming to LA. We got money now.
Yeah.
Jokic, whatever
Bro,
horse
we need to go. We need to go
straight.
straight to the second apron. We can't even. I want to skip over the whole first apron and go straight to the second apron.
We'll let you ride a horse down Melrose, brother. Whatever you want, Jokic.
Literally.
That'd be legendary.
We'll name a street after you. You just ride your horse on it.
It's only
Jokic
for you.
Avenue.
We'll block off. We'll stop traffic
Yeah.
for you, Jokic. All right.
All right. Any more news?
Yeah, we got a couple more. I guess news, but mostly rumors. So first things first, Kevin Durant, he narrowed his wish list down to 3 teams, that being the Miami Heat, Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs. The Timberwolves were interested in him, and there was a trade package floating around that included Rudy and a couple picks, but he doesn't want to play for the Timberwolves, so that's not getting done, and I think that's in the best interest of the Wolves. But considering all the news and what you guys seen, what do you think KD is doing next, or at least what do you want to see him do next?
Me
do you wanna see
personally,
him go?
Retire, buddy.
so,
Pack it up.
imagine. Personally, it's always been the Spurs for me. I feel like that's the best fit, especially with the packages that I've seen floating around. You still keep the second pick, so that's depth coming off the bench, and you still stay young. And Kevin Durant's your veteran. He's your second best player, and Wemby's going to be the best player on that team moving forward. And then you still have De'Aaron Fox too, which is an All-NBA talent a couple seasons ago, All-Star level talent. So you still keep depth. You'll have depth. You have your star players, and you still keep like the order in terms of talent and how you want to win games. I feel like that's his best shot of winning a championship. So San Antonio would be my best or my option for him, and I hope that happens. See the best version of basketball.
I think so too. I would kind of be. I feel like that's like two best case scenario. You said the other teams were what best? It was
Houston and Miami.
I would like to see him go to Houston. I'm not gonna lie, put Houston back on the map, give him like a guaranteed shot of having some real success. I'd like that, but yeah, I mean Spurs just sounds too perfect, bro. It sounds
The
perfect.
Timberwolves trade package was Rudy Gobert, Dante DiVincenzo, Terrence Shannon, and the 17th pick. I think all that for KD is not worth it. You're giving up 3 actually contributing role players in the 17th pick. I don't know. You're going to have no center when Naz Reid is going to be your defensive anchor. Like, you're not winning shit with that. I'm sorry.
Nah, I don't like the fit with him and Julius Randle, like the way Julius Randle plays
Julius Randle's going to
basketball.
play center now? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the fit doesn't look
Why don't
nice.
they just do Randall and Terrence and the 17th?
Yeah, like, you
Why
want
can't
KD,
that
I'd
you
rather
got to
keep
trade
Gobert.
Randall. Like,
Yeah, I'd rather
he
keep
has to
Gobert.
be in the trade. But
Yeah.
happen? Gobert's low-key needed. Even though he's like hella annoying, he's needed on the team.
Yeah, it's a better fit for team aspect.
But I agree. I think if he, out of those teams, the Spurs will probably be the best team just because they have a plethora of assets and like they have the 2nd overall pick. Like I'm not saying they should trade that. They have 2 lottery picks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But the 2nd overall pick, I'm not saying they should even trade it for KD. But like that's that's something that doesn't even have to be in the deal. You trade your other
Yeah,
lottery pick,
okay.
Jeremy Sohan, who's already in fucking Arizona. He could just go to
Mhm.
the Phoenix facility. Like some
Vassell.
other guys, you don't have to trade Castle. You still got Fox, Wemby, so they're in a good position to kind of trade for him and still have like a team around him that they don't have to gut. Yeah, and the Rockets kind of do too, but I kind of like what they got going on, especially what they did in the playoffs. So I'm not in a rush to like trade any of those guys except Jalen Green.
And we've seen like this NBA Finals that you need guys off the bench and to contribute in order to win, and that'll be a big piece and a part for the San Antonio Spurs, especially with Castle coming off the bench and having the Rookie of the Year season that he had. So you'll have players that can still contribute.
I think he'd start with Fox, no?
Well, you'd have depends on the trade, right? Because Vassell's, I think Vassell's a better like starting piece in terms of team fit. Who you trade?
I think they trade Vassell.
Yeah,
if I'm picking between Castle and Vassell, I would trade Vassell. I think Castle is going to be better.
Yeah, more upside and that defense too.
We'll see. Yeah,
maybe you don't have to trade either of them. Honestly, like KD is not going to go for a ton. So you got Sohan, you still got Keldon Johnson. You got some picks. Like, hey, bro.
Yeah, Suns are the losers of the situation because they have to give them up no matter what. So you're not really.
They're not getting equal value back in any trade. So
yeah.
I think they'll get a couple picks in a good player. But I think they'll get Vassell in a couple.
Yeah, they'll get something. It's Kevin Durant at the end of the day, but you just won't get what it's worth.
Yeah, I think they'll get Vassell, like another role player and a pick or something. Or try to get.
What happens?
It's gonna be disgusting. Phoenix team next season.
Yeah, definitely.
You get Vassell in the pick. Oh, brother.
You might get that Devin Booker 30-point per game season. Not a bad team.
Waiting for
just go back to the 3-point.
Go back to his roots.
In the war room.
Yeah, back to his roots, sadly.
That's where he started at. He not new to this.
Star player shit team.
A flat circle.
New to this.
He not new to this, bro. He probably gonna be even better, honestly.
Best run.
He was doing it as a rookie. He probably will have a 30.
We'll see. I hope he does.
And then
like if Beal can have a 30 on the Wizards.
Beal's, I don't know, man. Beal's scoring was kind of different.
Yeah, but they're gonna be the equivalent. The Suns are gonna be the equivalent of the Wizards.
Brother,
so.
Booker's better than
Come on, bro. It's hard to drop 30 in the NBA.
The Wizards are gonna be better than the Suns next year.
Nah, you had a fluke year, Huss.
I mean, like that. The Suns are gonna be that Beal's Wizards. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that season's Wizards. So I'm like, if he drops 30, I wouldn't be surprised.
All right, last piece of news, I guess. Rumor. So Bucks have came out and said they're not trading Giannis. They're not looking to trade Giannis, but you never know if someone comes with off 8 first-round picks and 3 fucking promising players, they might ship him off.
That'd
but
be insane.
They're not looking to trade him. They're actually looking to acquire role players to put around him because they believe that Dame can still come back. Not during like the beginning of the season, but a good enough time where they can have a playoff run. So my question to y'all is, considering their team right now, what type of role players do you think they even could get or need in order to be relevant again? Because Giannis, I mean, with him alone, you're making the playoffs. But for them to actually make any type of noise, they can't have Kyle Kuzma being Tony Snell. You know, like they need better players. So what type of players do you think they should go for?
Personally, I think like Cam Johnson is a good asset to get right now, especially in Brooklyn, where they're really trying to let go of assets right now. I feel like he fits in that offense. You can get another shooter. He's what Kyle Kuzma was supposed to be for them, and I feel like
that's a good call right there. He can do what Kyle Kuzma can't.
Yeah, I heard Brook Lopez is probably leaving, so they're gonna need to get another center as well. And
Clint Capella for the Lakers.
Come to Lakers.
Yeah.
Brook Lopez.
Brook Lopez is so valuable because he can shoot really well, and he's not a terrible defender because he used to be a really good blocker, but he's older now. But yeah, he gives you
with Brook Lopez coming off the books, like leaving, he's under like a pretty decent contract, so they're gonna have a little more space to operate with him leaving, assuming they don't.
Heard some Bobby Portis trade rumors too.
That's not the worst idea. He's a good 6-man, but like I could see him getting flipped for somebody that fits better.
Yeah, same here.
I love
Bobby. Yeah, Cam Johnson would be my
Cam's
option.
a good pickup.
We need Cam and Claxton.
Who can I see a role player?
To get Cam and Claxton.
But
John
yeah,
Collins.
Cam Johnson's a good
Bro, I
one.
wanted
Yeah,
to
John
kill
Collins.
myself. I swear to God, if we do anything for John, if we give up 3 bags of chips from around the Staples Centers for John Collins, I'm gonna be mad.
But he's not a bad player. I feel like he fits Luka's system pretty well
Dude,
too.
the trades for him were so
Were
stupid, bro.
ridiculous,
Like
yeah.
the only way I'm
Oh,
doing that
understandable.
is if Kessler's in it too. Like,
Yeah,
why are we
well, I
trading
want John
Rui and
Collins.
stuff for John Collins? Rui's like damn near better than. I'm sorry,
No, John Collins is better.
He is.
But
marginally.
it's not
Marginally.
No, he's not.
I'm not. I'm
He's
not,
not
I'm not
even
trading
better.
extra stuff.
What does
to
John
get a
Collins do
small
other than
Rui
catch
upgrade.
lob threats, Hassan,
shoot
what is
three. I
what
think he
are
shot
the
like
only other
30.
That's
arguments
the
than
only
lob
thing he
threat?
does better than Rui is catch lobs. That's
He
it.
can shoot.
Rui
Rui-
shoots. No, he's not.
Rui's
No,
a
he's not.
sniper.
Check
Rui's a
Rui
sniper.
percentage. He probably shoots better than that motherfucker. Honestly.
Right. John Collins averaged 19.8.
Probably.
this
What?
year.
I
On
don't
the
even
Jazz,
check
bro. On the
100%.
Jazz. We're not doing
He
that.
averaged,
Okay.
and his 3-point percentage was 39% or 40.
Rui
Rui
Yeah,
shot like
16
41.
as a
I
fifth
promise
man.
you, Rui shot like 41% from.
He averaged Rui
Let's
averaged
check
like
Rui.
15 or 16 as a 5th man. Like
But John Collins averaged 40% from 3.
Rui's higher than 40%.
Rui shot 41%
Look up
from
also if
3.
you
I
want to
told
look
you.
at a real
I
stat.
know-
Look
I
up
know
catch
for a
and
fact
shoot
Rui's
threes.
higher than 40%.
Look up actual like real stat catch and shoot
41
threes.
for Rui, but he averaged
That's what I'm
13.5. So
On the Lakers.
John Collins is a better player.
Okay, look who
No,
he's
he's
playing
not, bro.
behind.
He's,
Hassan.
he's on the 5th. He has the 5th.
Right, John
option.
Collins has better seasons for his career than Rui.
He plays
Is
on
he playing
bum
behind
teams.
LeBron, Luca, Reeves? What?
Oh god. Okay, but
Let me
he'll still give you more.
let me see
he'll give
one
you a better
thing, bro.
average. Let's see. So rookie season 10, 19, 21, 17, 16, 13, 15, 19. So he'll give you like 15 on the Lakers.
By the way,
I'd
he
say.
played 30 games last year, so I'm not even taking that 19 seriously.
Okay, but they tank.
Fake stats. Fake stats.
On top of that, too, they
Big guy.
tanked, so he got fucking free shots up.
But
Last year was the
7,
most
9,
shots he's
10,
took in his
7,
career
7,
since
6.
his 3rd season.
Okay, but I still think he'll give you 15 on the Lakers, and he's a good lobster. He's a better lobster than
He
Rui.
probably would, but
They
get
you at the
He's
same
like
clip.
9 or
we
10
need a
points.
defensive center that's also a lot there. You know what I mean? We
That
don't
doesn't
need-
do
Yeah,
change
same with
anything.
that.
Literally,
John Collins.
we just got Rui that can dunk.
We don't even
Better.
need
That's
shooting.
what we
like
got.
that.
Yeah,
Honestly, we
which
don't
is a
need
good
that much
option
shooting.
because you need a
Yeah,
lobster.
shooting, like,
But that's
I don't
that
think-
can't
I
we
don't
can't
think we
trade
give a first
Rui
rounder,
and picks and other
Yeah, I
players
don't-
for
I don't
that.
agree with
That's
that,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Like it's not worth it.
yeah, we just
Yeah,
need
it's
two-way
not.
players and a center. Like
Give
we
us
get Cam
Kessler
and
in the
Claxton.
deal, and we got a deal.
I would focus on Cam and Claxton. You know what I mean? I would put all my
Capella's not
effort
bad
to
either.
get
No,
that.
the John Collins thing is fine. Just give us Kessler too. We'll give you
Well,
Rui,
I mean,
but
we
give us
got both
Kessler.
of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Kessler, you
saying.
need to
Like,
give him more because obviously he's
Yeah,
a better
obviously.
player.
I will give you a pick and some other dudes and
They're not
fucking
even
Bronny if you
using
want
those
them. Or
players
whatever.
like that,
Right.
bro.
You get Connect
We'll give you
and
LeBron
Rui
James.
and a pick.
We give you
Connect.
LeBron James Jr. They put the junior like it's like
Bro,
Microsoft.
yeah.
You literally can't. It's
Asterisk
like
right next to it.
you gotta. I'm like, Bronny show up to the studio. Like,
Magnifying
what
glass.
the fuck? They show him the contract. They
It's
show him
the
contract.
fucking Jamal Adams video. Oh, they must have cut me already.
Yeah,
Then you get the draft rights for what's his name, Bryce.
Bryce.
Like look at the trade they're
Exactly.
Bryce
they're
draft
mocking
rights.
up.
That would be insane. That would be insane. The trade Bryce draft rights.
Bryce Young draft right. We're trading the
No,
draft
Bryce,
rights of a middle school.
Bryce James.
Bryce
Literally,
James?
dude.
No, but like this is what I'm talking about. Like 2 picks.
Yeah, 2
He's not 2
first-round
picks better than Rui Hachimura.
This is a dumb trade.
Yeah.
Hey,
And who
did
the
Lane
fuck
make
is
this
this?
trade or he stole this? That's
This ain't Maxi Kleber.
Oh, it's not.
AI Maxi.
That's fucking skinny Luca right there. Like,
Dude, did Lane
Nah,
make
but-
this or someone proposed?
but I'm saying, look, and they're unprotected, by the way. So I'm saying, you throw Walker Kessler in here, we'll throw y'all Dalton, and it's a fair trade. But like this, no. Why would we ever do this?
we're not
Yeah,
restarted,
2
bro.
firsts for
Trust
John
me.
Collins.
They better
That's
not do
kinda
this.
crazy. They won't.
I better not see that in my timeline.
Nah, we got a new leadership. He's not doing that.
No, the
That nigga
president's
know how
still
to
the
build a
same.
team.
But Genie's
So-
still at like the head.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
then
no.
GM.
That's what they all say. Mark Cuban said the same shit, and look what happened.
Yeah, sad. Sad.
She's gonna be like,
Well,
"Yes,
nah,
I
like-
want him," and then a new owner's gonna be like, "Well, too bad. He's fucking trash."
He's dumb.
What's his name? The GM's still there though.
Rob,
Yeah, Rob Pelinka.
he gonna cook.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
Rob
Rob's
can
gonna
still
cook.
veto
That's
shit.
it. You know,
You know
you think
Rob
Rob
got-
cooks or
I
Rob?
don't need
That
Rob-
backhanded friendship. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Luca.
Luca's
Yeah,
fat,
the
bro. Just
backhand.
give him to him.
That's saved his
Nah,
job.
That's like a deal with the devil, bro. That should not have happened.
I don't know what he sacrificed to get Luca down.
If they want to talk about black
Step
magic,
statue.
Halliburton, Rob Pelinka used black magic. Cuz I swear to God, that is not real.
He is not real. I don't know how, but every time he's on the hot seat, he finds a way to save his
You know,
job.
I still dream about that the day the trade happened. I'm like, actually, I remember like vivid like dreams, not nightmares, dreams. How the hell did
Bruh.
this happen?
Yeah.
Dude, when
I
we need
dream
him
about
most,
that man,
he
bro.
comes through, bro.
No Diddy.
Probably the day
like the
before the
Avatar, bro.
trades.
When you needed him most.
Just
He
fucking
appeared.
levitating.
Said
You see
Nico
Palinka's
Harrison, I'll come
office.
to
There's
Barbie.
fucking lights coming out of Palinka's office.
There's
Yeah,
candles
man,
on the
I can't
floor,
believe we went from
Yeah,
Jeannie
dude.
Buss and Darvin Ham to JJ Redick, Luca,
Oh my
and
god.
Dodgers owner. It's so
Don't even
over.
say
for me.
Darvin Ham's name. That name is so memeable, bro. Can we go on the
So
timeline
nice,
and
bro.
type in Darvin Ham quotes? I need to laugh, bro.
Hands in pockets.
Nigga is so bum. Nigga is so bum.
Dog,
He's been
that
erased
day
from
when
NBA
that day
history.
we went over and reacted to Darvin Ham quotes was so funny. I was
Steve
crying.
Nash is a better coach than Darvin Ham.
No, Steve Nash
Yeah.
is terrible.
Dude, he
Very,
might
very
be.
bad.
Us, he might be.
Yeah.
They're equally bad.
No, Steve Nash is the worst.
Save my career.
Yeah, Steve
He didn't
Nash,
say
I don't
that.
think he's. At least Darvin had like assistant coaching jobs before he got there. Steve Nash just woke up and got the
Two
job.
MVPs, bro. He has
Nigga
two
was really
MVPs. What do you
hugging
want?
KD.
Man, I forget about those
They couldn't believe
MVPs,
it.
but that's how bad of a coach he was.
His
Forget about
coaches
his
are so
career.
bad. His MVPs got
They
demolished.
just erased his career as a player.
They lost the
Took
order.
him
His
away.
MVPs lost the order because of his
Took his jersey down at the
There's
Suns.
no way.
Took his jersey
That's
off the
funny,
Raptors and
bro.
the Suns. They're like, nah.
JJ Redick is
Look at
already a
that
better
shit.
coach than what's his name?
Obviously.
Steve Nash.
Yeah, definitely. And
Jay Rex, the top 10 coach of the NBA.
facts.
I'm not
See,
gonna
you're not
argue.
disagreeing. You're
I'm
not
not
disagreeing.
agreeing as well.
Agree, disagree.
Name him. He's top 10.
You just argue. You want to
And
argue?
don't
with me.
say and don't say Ty Lue, bro.
Yeah, he
I'm
don't.
tired of this Ty Lue bullshit.
Tyler's a better coach, man.
Maybe you made it when 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Which year?
All right, buddy.
Last
Dude,
year.
he has literally the fucking most injury-prone playoff player of all time and one of the biggest playoff chokers of all time. He can't overcome that.
He pushed the game 7 to what the greatest player in the
Halliburton, what he doing?
world. Yeah, but he's not in the East. If the Clippers are in the East, I think they beat the Pacers still. I'm dying on that hill.
We say this us every playoffs, and the Pacers always end up winning, bro. They're gonna win.
We'll see.
If you see a picture of like Halliburton's calf right now, it's like the veins are probably like black.
Black
You know how much?
magic.
You know how many drugs they must have pushed into that calf? Probably didn't
Yeah,
feel a
shit.
thing.
They put horse tranquilizer. Hassan, they put horse tranquilizer.
1,500
I got
milligrams of horse
I got sent
tranquilizer.
down. They were like Tyrese Halliburton, horse tranquilizer or some shit. We'll play today.
Insane, dude.
It's probably not even a centel, bro. They probably put
It was.
something
I
in that
double
calf
checked.
to get it going.
They got the NFL shit. Whatever they
Yeah.
put. The Toradol.
That's-
They put vibranium. It's
I
something
think KD had a calf
vibranium
strain
in it.
too, but KD wanted to
That was
dance
like grade
before the
3.
game.
Nigga,
KD
that, was
wanted
like
to
a-
dance before the game.
That
He
dance,
laughed.
bro.
that nigga had like a grade 3 calf strain. It was out for months.
I love the
before that.
NBA. I
Yeah,
love
nah,
the
he was-
NBA, bro.
He came
Baz,
back and like,
can you find the SciComm clip?
What?
I don't know why I said it like that. Can you find the Siakam clip
Hey.
What clip?
of him like getting possessed? I just want to see it one time on the pod, bro.
Honestly,
Yeah.
no cap. Your first day back, I'm gonna stream the first hoops back, nigga. I need you to do that.
no, I'm not doing that. The curse.
It's cursed. The curse.
This is
dance
gonna
is
die.
cursed.
Dance is cursed.
I'm
How
good.
did James Johnson get ejected, bro?
Is there a
Oh, that
clip
was
of him
the
getting
best moment of the
ejected?
game. He got ejected so fast.
Oh, yeah, I didn't see what happened.
He just
I just
pushed
saw
Can
him
we find a
watching
clip?
that.
How do you get ejected in garbage time?
Can we
he
find a
pushed the
clip?
dude like
The leader.
he pushed like a bench player or OKC like
Hassan, isn't he the guy that has like
almost
a
no reason.
3-degree black belt or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's I think he has MMA career too, or a record.
They
Yes, he
ejected
fights.
him for that? No fucking way, dude. Like,
What'd
what?
he do?
I mean, it's a flagrant, but ejection is kind of crazy. Here,
Do we have a clip? Do we have a clip? Let's see.
Yeah.
I think it's just because it was so like
Let's see.
Random.
This is him.
Okay,
right here.
okay, let's see this. I'm about to laugh.
It's really not that bad. Like
That's
that
an
was it.
ejection?
That's what I'm saying.
That was
Like,
right
you got
there.
ejected for that? That's
it was
crazy.
for the after part.
Dog, in the 90s, that's
Oh,
not
he
even a
was going
flagrant. They just keep
Swung at
playing
his
after
face
that.
kinda.
That is actually like not even a foul back in the day. I want
The leader of the wolf pack. You gotta show out.
He just
Basic
came into the
act,
finals
first
and got
act.
ejected. I've been waiting my time.
Collect
Leader
the
of the
check.
Sir Pack. Yes,
I
sir.
want to be out there.
Yes, sir.
All right. What's next?
All right, we can do one of these games, and I can save the other one for next because I have a longer list for this. So the Hall of Fame, I had a Hall of Fame idea. And will these active players make it to the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done?
Yes.
These are all players in the NBA right now. Some are young, some are not, but these are good names on the list. First one, Zion Williamson. Will Zion Williamson
Zero
make that?
chance. Zero chance. Zero chance he makes the Hall of Fame.
0. Come on, let's be real. Let's be real.
If porn
Alright,
gets
-5,
banned, he'll make the
-5.
Hall of Fame.
Nah, dude, he has like a 50-50. He has like a real 50-50 chance.
Okay,
Hold up. I pulled up a
So
Hall of
what
Fame
if?
probability. I pulled up Hall of Fame probabilities. I'm gonna look up Zion if he's even on here.
okay.
He's not
Let
even
me
on.
let me
here.
give my
Dude, he can
spiel.
turn it up. He can
Yeah,
turn it
the
up.
potential, Gabe. He's
The
generational.
potential.
Zion
He's
is
generational.
It only takes one season to get something
Hold
going.
on, hold on. Let me read you some names. He has a lower chance of making the Hall of Fame than Bradley Beal and DeAndre Jordan.
Fair.
Okay.
That's fair though.
But his
They're
career's
all
not
over
over.
That's
players.
not
His
even
career's not
active.
over
Hold
yet.
on.
His career's not over yet.
That's true. It's just beginning, Gabe.
He's got a lot of years.
Just beginning.
Oh,
They have a
okay.
top pick in the draft.
Okay. D'Angelo Russell has a higher Hall of Fame probability.
Okay, now that's somebody. That's somebody we could talk about. Guangdong Tigers. Hey, that's
He's
kind of
literally
crazy.
not. Clint Capella has a higher. JaVale McGee, Andrew Wiggins,
What
Josh
is he a
Hart.
bust to you? Is he a bust?
He's bordering. He's there. He's like the
Who's
only
a bust?
The only reason that I'm not saying it is because when he plays, he's elite, but he doesn't play so often. And even on top of everything, like even the fact that he does play, there's so many holes in his game, like in terms of him not being able to shoot the outside shot consistently, inconsistent free throws, his lack of size, and how that's going to play into it because you need a stretch five next to him. Like we haven't even seen that play out in a single playoff series because he hasn't fucking been healthy. So I can't even say like, even if he does stay healthy, that it's going to look good when he comes to playoff time. So that's why I
But
can't.
what if he reaches his maximum
But what if?
potential next season and throughout the rest of his career, everything goes right for him, and he, I don't know, gets a championship, some All NBA, some All Stars? Do you think there's a possibility that happens?
I'll be conservative.
I mean, yeah,
Huss, let me tell you, I'll be like
ain't happening.
52%. 52%. You know what I'm saying? That's a good
You're
gauge.
52. Nah, I'm a
Yeah,
bez on this
52
one.
for
I
me.
think he's cooked, bro. This is just a good question, just because of his generational talent. But we've seen, even with some cases going on, allegations and everything happened in the past. I don't think he has the right head on his shoulders to really get things going, especially on the Pelicans organization and how they kind of treat their players moving forward, even with Anthony Davis being the top talent that he is and not succeeding in that organization. Bad organization for him to be in, hasn't shown us anything, no playoff games. Like, I think there's a 0% chance he.
I'm gonna
Let
tell
me
Zion
put
you
it
said
this way.
that.
Let
I'm
me
gonna
put
tell
it
him you
this
said
way.
that.
My
I'll put it
bad.
this
My
way.
bad,
If you
bro.
look at other players, like even the lower tier guys like a Kyle Lowry, they don't have to do anything for the rest of their career. They're already gonna make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Zion, he has to do everything. He literally hasn't done jack shit up to this point, pretty much, besides
Exactly.
an All-Star appearance. Like he has to
Yeah,
do
and that was
everything
kinda
to get
given
to
to
that
him.
point.
Yeah.
He had a really good second year.
I'm hoping though. I'm not a Zion hater, so I hope he can turn it around.
I just want to see him in a playoff series. Like, can we get there first?
Yeah. And that might not even happen next year.
Pacers.
It
We
obviously
got a
won't
Pacers
happen.
for Game 7.
Omari, who do you think Zion will make it to Hall of Fame?
No,
Said -5.
that's
End
my
it there.
analysis too.
Yeah. All right, next player. My face of the league, LaMelo Ball. Will he make it to the Hall of Fame?
Yes, 100%, no question.
I'm going yes too.
Let me see.
He's a generational
LaMelo
talent,
Ball?
transcendent talent.
Hell
He
no.
really is a transcendent talent if you really think about it.
I'm gonna say
but
no, bro. I'm gonna say no. He's kind of in the same boat as Zion, damn near.
Nah, we're not.
All right.
He ain't
He's
been in a
a
playoff
loser. He's
series
not gonna
either,
make
and he
shit.
don't fucking stay healthy either.
He will.
It's true, but I think the talent is there. He showcased that he can average at a high clip. Obviously, the basketball IQ could be better, but I feel like you get that over time. The team hasn't been great at all. Like the Hornets organization has been terrible. I feel like if he's in the right environment, I feel like the Hornets can turn it around. Maybe they get somebody that's good enough for them to play. Will Brandon Miller comes back healthy? you turn around as an organization and he has a shot. He just needs to be put in the right environment. I think the skill level's there. There's no questioning that. Staying healthy and just like being locked in for the rest of the year or for the rest of his career gives him a chance and an opportunity. Fame's already there. He just has to lock in.
Yeah, you
I
don't get
think
into
that-
Hall of Fame off fame. I know it's called the Hall of Fame, but you actually got to play basketball.
You got to lock in. Got to lock in.
I think
I
that
think he
he's
can.
somebody that like he's so like mindless in the way he plays basketball that like I think that if he is in like a good team, good environment, like he's someone that it seems like pressure doesn't. Obviously, he hasn't played in like big playoff games and stuff, so we haven't to see. But in general, like his demeanor and stuff, it doesn't seem like pressure is really gonna affect him when he gets to the highest. You know what I mean? I feel like he's always played at levels higher than he's supposed to be at. You know what I mean? And he showcased that. No matter what team you're on, I know we make jokes about Beal, but like averaging 30 on any team is still hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to be a special talent to be able to do that. And he's still so young at the end of the day. Like he still has so much career ahead of him. If he stays healthy, and I don't think he should stay in Charlotte. In my opinion, I think he should have been gone or should leave. But yeah, if he leaves to a good organization who cares about winning and puts that good team around him, I think that the narrative around him will change almost instantly. Because he already has that cult following.
I'm also say this to put into perspective. Him and De'Aaron Fox are like about equal in terms of accolades, and I don't think De'Aaron Fox is making the Hall of Fame at all. And so I don't think LaMelo's making the Hall of Fame because they both got one All-Star appearance. Their numbers are kind of similar. I think
LaMelo's younger though.
Yeah, sure, but that again, you're projecting at this point. It's like he has to do everything. Like he's not close to it. He has to a lot to build up. So, and I haven't seen it, especially in Charlotte. If he was in a better organization, I'd probably feel differently, but not in Charlotte. I don't think he's making a Hall of Fame as a Hornet unless he can rack up All-Star appearances maybe off of that alone. But
yeah, probably no All NBAs until the team starts winning. Yeah, but I mean he'd have to be the reason as to why. What about you, Gabe? Yes or no? Is he here? Can you hear us? Are you with us?
I was mudded. I'm back. Okay. For LaMelo, I say yeah, bruh. I feel like the talent and skills that he has is not like easily replicated, and he has been a little injury prone. But if that starts getting like a little bit fixed, I mean, what's to say he's not gonna go on a run? What's to say like he doesn't leave Charlotte? What's to say like he's not like having like I'm not gonna say 30, 10, and 10. That sounds ridiculous, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like 27, 7, and 7. But like those type of games, I could see it. He has that type of like skills, bro. He could do it. Yeah. And the thing is, like his basketball ability is not predicated off athleticism. Huh? He was averaging like 30 for like 3 months. But like I know.
Okay. I don't care about 3 months. So is Jalen Green. We don't count that. It's the whole season. What you do the whole year.
Yeah.
He averaged 25.
He's only played more than 50 games one time.
Yeah, he needs to stay healthy. But I think if he stays healthy and figures that out, then he has a shot.
I think
I think he's got a long way to go.
He gets better. He gets better every year. It's not inconsistent.
He can do this every year.
If Kemba Walker's not a Hall of Famer, there's no way LaMelo is going to be one with the same type of.
Honestly, I don't think he shouldn't. But I don't
what
think
did Kemba even do
and be in this position? Nothing. He's averaged good amount of points on.
But that's what I'm saying. If LaMelo doesn't start winning or actually contributing to winning,
good. He was like
going to be the same as Kemba.
Yeah. No, I just foresee him leaving Charlotte and two like going somewhere that takes basketball seriously.
The Clippers.
LA our way. All right, next player. Man currently in the finals, Jalen Williams. Can he build a case to make the Hall of Fame? It's all said and done.
They probably have to win multiple chips.
It's too early to say.
I mean, he made an All NBA. Well, yeah, we're projecting, if you will, career wise. He made an All NBA, All Defensive Team, wins a championship. You only need one. If he can keep stacking All Stars and All NBA.
I'm gonna say yes because I think they're gonna win on Sunday, so that's gonna help him a lot.
Yeah, if you get a chip.
Even one though, I think he would have to, like Hassan said, you have to stack your individual resume too. You know what I mean? Let's say he plateaus here. I don't think he will. I think he's going to continue to get better. But let's say he were to
even if he plateaus, he All NBA player. Shit.
It's only one
but
though. You
other
need to
people
make
get better.
more.
You know what I mean? Like it's just one, and then
But I'm saying
usually
if he
if someone
plateaus
gets
here,
one,
still
and it
making All
doesn't get
NBA
better.
like for the next 5 years. Is what I'm saying.
Nah,
if
that's
he's
not
this good,
What
He
team was
won't
he?
make All NBA for the next 5 years.
dude. If he's as
That's
good
what I'm
as he
saying.
was this season, yes, he will.
Nah, because I mean, it's
Nah,
like
bro.
a toss.
They're not gonna put him in the
Nah.
All NBAs. They won't put
I
him
don't
in the
think
All
they'll win. I
NBAs.
don't think they'll be the
He
first
will
seed
get
for
better.
5 years.
There was no Luca this year. You know what I mean? There was no like a lot of people weren't even
No
qualified.
KD.
Like,
But what was he? Like,
Wemby was
he
out
third
too.
team or second team?
Matters.
He was
pretty
second.
sure he was third or he's second. But
he
also
was
that's
second.
carried by record. You know what I mean?
I think there was a
Who
lot of
knows?
lucky
Matters.
context into why he made
I'm
it
just
this
saying.
year.
I
By the
don't
way,
think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna plateau.
Ain't no way you're saying
I'm just
that's
saying like.
disrespectful.
I'm just saying he's not. I don't think he's a shoo-in because
he
Yeah.
plays with a
If
guy
he
who
were to
averages
plateau,
33.
if he were to plateau with that one ring, I think it would be a no. But I think that he has a good chance. But we'll see. He has
Who's
to.
it?
He
You
has
said-
to get
I
his
say no.
individual.
I think
accolades.
Jalen Williams is better than Zion Williamson. So I think he's gonna make the Hall of Fame because I think they're gonna win on Sunday. So
I think he's better
Better,
than
like
Zion,
right now,
too.
or a
I
better
think,
player.
I think he's better. That's not,
he's
I'm
better
putting him
overall in general, every aspect.
Overall,
Gabe's probably
Besides,
better.
Zion-
besides finishing at the rim, Zion's still elite.
If
At
Zion
finishing.
Yeah.
plays, he's
I'm
better
not
than
gonna break
J-Dub.
down by nitpicking, but I'm just saying like as a player.
Yeah.
If Zion plays the same as J-Dub plays, he's better than J-Dub as
No,
a
he's
player.
not. No,
That's
he's
a
He
big
is.
He doesn't
He's
play
literally
defense.
unstoppable. Like he's borderline unstoppable. J-Dub is
He's
stoppable.
very stoppable. Just make him shoot threes.
But
Yeah,
no one's
but
gonna
they can't.
like. He's not gonna do that.
Yeah, they can't.
Like, bro, if I'm not a good shooter, I'm still gonna try and drive in on
We
him.
don't
I'm
know
gonna,
that
like,
because
take
this
over.
guy only plays meaningless games in fucking December.
When he got hurt in the play-in last year against you guys, he had like 30
He
something.
did. That was the closest we've got to playoff basketball from him.
Yeah, and he
One
got
game
hurt.
elimination. Like, but it's like I want to see how he plays when a team game plans for him and actually like tries to stop him as the number one guy. You know,
Yeah,
Better
I
player
don't
than
think that
J-Dub,
he's
though.
gonna be like his game has enough holes for me to be skeptical of that of him just like adjusting and figuring it out instantly.
yeah. Yeah, for J-Dub though, I do think he'll make the Hall of Fame. I think he'll get more individual accolades, and personally, I think they're going to win on Sunday as well. So with the championship and more individual accolades, all defensive teams, a few more All NBAs, I feel like he'll have a shot, and that's kind of all you need to get there, especially with the ring. So I think he'll get there.
You're saying yes because you think he's gonna win. What if he loses on Sunday? Does your case just like go out through the window because he's not a champion anymore?
No, I
you
still
said
think he'll
yes.
get All NBAs and all defensive teams.
And he'll
I
make
don't
Hall
think
of Fame
he'll
with
end
that.
up with- Yeah, 'cause some players don't have a chip. Carmelo
So it's yes,
doesn't have a chip.
yes,
He
because he's
doesn't.
gonna win.
Huh?
For you, it's yes regardless. It doesn't matter if he wins on Sunday, right?
Yeah, no, it was just a point to make. Like, oh, he has a chip. That boosts your resume. All right, another guy playing on Sunday, Tyrese Halliburton. Superstar allegations, overrated allegations. He has 2 All NBAs already, some All Stars. With a championship, I feel like that already kind of puts him on the right path, but it's still questionable because of his regular season performances.
I think
That's actually a tough one, but I'm gonna
From
say
going-
yes. I think just strictly off the fact he made the finals this year, even if as long as he doesn't have like god awful seasons like he did at the beginning of the year, if he just plays well, the respect that he's gotten off the back-to-back Eastern Conference Finals run and the Finals run, like he might sneak into, especially in the East, he might sneak into some All-Star games and stuff because like people now know who he is and just have the respect for him. So as long as he's like doing decent in the regular season, I think he'll get the accolades and I think he'll make it
so, too.
eventually.
I think he'll make it too. I think going from being like someone who is regarded as the most overrated player in like the whole NBA to actually making it to the finals in a Game 7 game, and depending on what he does in Game 7, I don't know, but I think he will have a lot more to come in the Eastern Conference for the next few years. So I think he will make it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Already making it to the finals, potentially winning a championship. Already has 2 All NBAs. He's only 25, and weaker East, he can sneak into more All Star games as well. And that's kind of all you really need. You have recognition, you have respect. I think he's the best playmaker in the NBA right now as well too. So you can kind of put him on the same trajectory as a CP. I think he's the best because he made it to the finals the way that he did as the engine of the team. So I feel like he's in that category. If he never wins a chip, he can still put in All NBA performances or
Hella
season.
clutch.
So
He's hella
yeah,
clutch,
he's
too.
clutch. Yep, he's on the list
Hella
forever.
clutch.
The Kobe's and Bronze of the world.
He's on him. Hate it or
Yeah.
love it, he's there.
Only 25 too. I think he'll build a good case.
I say yes, 100%. I think they're gonna win on Sunday. So
Yes,
he's
sir.
the best argument. But just that too, like, I think that he'll have assist titles in his bag by the end of his career. You know what I mean? I think that
Yeah, that matters.
he'll have more. He'll have all NBAs. You know what I mean? As if he continues his trajectory, he'll continue to get all NBAs. You know what I mean? Even if his stats may not be as eye popping as other people, like this brand of basketball that he plays, his assist stats. You know what I mean? I don't. Who knows if they make it to the finals again, even if they win, but. You know, I think that he'll continue to be a pretty good playoff performer. So I think that Tyrese has like I'm not gonna say he's a shoo-in. I mean, it's hard to say anyone's a shoo-in at this point, but I think he has a really high chance based on what he's doing, like with at least with this part of his career.
Yeah, 4 yeses finally. All right, next player, Donovan Mitchell, hasn't gone out the second round of the playoffs, but individually he has the accolades: 6-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA, and All Rookie performance. And then his career average is 24 points or 25 points per game. It's one of those guys that never. He might not win a championship in his career, but individually he gets the accolades. So there's a case for him.
Oh, he's Paul George 2.0. Kidding.
Paul George made it to the conference finals, though.
Yeah, he made his 8 conference finals. That's true.
Paul George will be a Hall of Famer. He's not on my list, I think.
I'm gonna go yes for Donovan Mitchell. It says right now, like if he ended his career now, he has a 30% chance. And I'm just gonna go on a limb and say that at some point in his career, even if it's as a second option, he's gonna get to the finals. I just believe in him. I believe in like the player he is, the mindset that he has. Anytime you hear him, he's always about the team, always about winning. He always wants guys like Garland, Evan Mobley to get all the praise. Like he's always trying to get them in the right mindset, get them better. So I like to hear that from him. And because of that, I think he's going to be a guy who's going to be around a long time. He's going to continue to put up numbers as long as he's on the Cavs and then even after the fact. So I assume that eventually he's going to get a couple runs, get some more All NBAs, and he's going to make it through that, even if he never wins.
Yeah, I agree. I think the talent's just too great for him. I think he's a consistent player. He's been consistent since his rookie year. Like you said, good leader, good head on his shoulders. Always puts players above him, the team above him. In fact, that's the right mindset and approach to it. He'll only get better over time. And then even as a second option, I do think he'll get a good run. Conference finals for me, at least.
Yeah,
one of
as
these
a second
seasons.
option, that team has to be crazy if he's a second.
He's
I
a
agree
great
too, 100%.
Yeah, so
I agree with you as well.
More.
Yeah, I mean, I guess when you put it in we're still talking about Mitchell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. When we put it in this perspective, like Paul George, and him, like, I guess like even if he doesn't, I would say like he would have to achieve some sort of winning, but I don't know. Paul George has had really high. I think Paul George's highs were still higher than Donovan's so far. So it's still kind of hard to say. And plus, he still had like the longevity of a career.
Yeah, I think Paul George is a shoo-in.
So I'm looking at like comparable players to him, but this is obviously up to this point in his career. Like if he just stopped playing today or just fell off. Do you guys think John Wall is a Hall of Famer? Because that's like who he's up against right now.
Nah, he's like a street legend.
Yeah, facts.
Well, so he's got a ways to go, I guess.
He a Hall of Famer in the streets.
Who?
John Wall. I don't think he's ever gotten out the second round. I think the most wins he's ever gotten is 49. Yeah. He has some individual.
Not going
to be honest, Donovan's accolades are already better. John Wall never made. Yeah. Well, he made 1 All NBA. D Mitch has 2.
He had a
John
short
Wall
prime
5 All Stars.
Like,
D Mitch has
John
6.
Wall needs just.
But that's just his closest comparison.
I like Bradley Beal has a better career than John Wall.
Yeah, he does. Sure.
Yeah.
Even with this shot, with the shitty
Let's
end
see.
of it.
What's his percentage?
No, he doesn't. Like percentage wise, Bradley Beal's at 22%. John Wall is at 32, and Donovan Mitchell's at 30.
What?
Oh, you think because I think he has more All-Star appearances?
Bradley Beal's at, like, besides that 1 year, he scored 2 years he scored 30 back to back. Like his accolades aren't all that. He only averaged 20 1, 2, 3 other times, and then he's a 3-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA. And I'm assuming he's never gonna get there again because like.
I mean, it's still not really. He should have been also left the Wizards. You know what I mean? So I feel
like
his legacy. Yeah, his legacy is because he was on that shitty team for so long.
So, same with John Wall. But John Wall averaged like 20 and 10.
Yeah, but John Wall like died instantly. You know what I mean? Like he didn't even have the longevity of a career like.
But
that.
when John Wall was the leader of that team, they was actually making playoff.
No, they were good.
Yeah,
I think if he had a regular career, didn't get injured, I think he's a Hall of Famer. But
yeah,
he is like I guess not as bad as Greg Oden, but like his prime, he's like Derrick Rose. You know what I mean?
Man, this 3-year stretch right here,
good,
he was dude. My God, he was averaging 18 and 10, 20 and 10, 23 and 11.
yeah, he was. Him and Marcin Gortat pick and roll was.
He was on the way. I think he was definitely gonna be a superstar. Like if his knees held up.
Dude, and he made an all-defensive team. I don't remember John Wall being that good at defensive team. Good at defense.
Good, yeah. John was a good player. I mean, I feel like he lived up to the number.
Yeah, he had a tragic career. Like I think people should idolize. Like if you would people idolize him like they did the Euros if he was on a bigger market. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
I remember when he went to Houston.
As much. John Wall has some crazy quotes.
No, he was already cooked. By the time he got to Houston, he was cooked.
Yeah,
we were like by the time he got to Houston, we were praying that like he had a revival. You know what I mean?
This is his career. So at 28 years old, that was his last good season. That's when he got hurt. He averaged 20 and 9 before he got hurt in that year in Washington, 2019. The year after, didn't play because he tore his shit. Then 40 games with Houston, he averaged 20 points, 7 assists, not bad. Then he tore his shit again, and then he went. And then that was it. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
For his career. Yeah.
Went downhill from there.
And he was doing it like, well, I guess that's like 2020, but I feel like even just in the past like 3-4 years, like medicine's taking a jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like since he was getting hurt, I feel like at least for his first time too.
Maybe mentally, maybe he didn't want to play mentally.
Maybe, yeah, that's true.
Because it happened like twice back to.
Yeah,
back to back.
Not everyone can really work through that. You make
also tearing your Achilles twice is like the career ending.
Achilles is the worst injury in basketball because of your twitch.
Yeah.
Like ACL, you can come back from. It just takes longer, but Achilles is like you don't have that same jump that you did pre-Achilles injury.
Yeah,
I never had the jump anyway.
Katie's KD, but I felt like Katie's twitch was better, obviously, before he got hurt.
Yeah. I saw a video of him in like open runs, and people are saying,
saw that too.
Before the Achilles injury.
Yeah, that's true. He was definitely faster, like side to side too. Like his crossover was better.
Yeah,
it's mostly
he gets to his spots real good, but like, he still gets to the spot probably the same amount. But like the way he did it before, like he was really just saucing. You know what I mean? Now he's just like
same with Kawhi. Kawhi they'll just like muscle their ways into spots or skill wise their way into spots and make basket. Instead of like
Warriors KD and OKC KD niggas and like, oh my god, damn nigga, like you're 7 feet.
All right, next guy. Another individual performance guy who puts up stats. Made one Eastern Conference Finals. Trae Young, 4-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA. I don't know what his career looks like moving forward. I don't think he's going to win in Atlanta, but he's always going to put up stats.
He's right below Donovan Mitchell with 28% Hall of Fame probability.
Really?
He's a walking 30-10 bomb.
I don't think he'll ever really be a winning, like not just a winning player, but I don't think the way his career is going, I don't think he's, and the way the league is going, like unless he just goes to a stacked up team, I don't see much like real winning in his future.
I'm gonna say he's gonna make it, but not first ballot. He's gonna be one of those guys that like gets in on the third try or whatever. Because I agree with Omari. I don't see that him unless he goes to a stacked team or whatever, like with a Wemby or something like that he's gonna win, especially because of his deficiencies on defense. But this guy is consistently averaging 25 and 10, leading the league in assists. Like the numbers alone, the volume, I think he's going to end up making it off that and the All-Stars and all that stuff. So
I feel like it'll continue for a couple of years too. Like, and he'll get because he's been like a secondary All-Star player, like a substitute for someone's who's been hurt for like a year. Damn All-Star. He's like the poster boy for that because he gets the stats, but he doesn't win.
A backup.
But, he's a backup every time. So I don't know if he's gonna get another All-NBA from his own merit. I mean, we'll see what Zachary Richiche looks like. Then you get Johnson back next year too. Maybe you get something going in Atlanta. They got one conference finals appearance off of his motor, so we'll see. But he's definitely a stat guy, and I agree with Bez. Like he'll be maybe a second ballot Hall of Famer who gets in one of these weak years or something like that.
Yeah.
off stats alone.
I like it.
Yeah. All right, next one. Another street legend,
30
like
minutes.
Omari says.
Hey, how many got on this?
Jason Williams.
Like 10 minutes.
Yeah. DeMar DeRozan. 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA. And just a bucket.
I'll say yeah.
What do you think his probability is right now?
I say
42%.
I say 74.
61.
He's at 48%.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm saying no,
Oh,
honestly.
basically 50-50.
I feel like
I think it is a 50-50, honestly, because he's never won, but he's been
yeah.
around for
I think
a
he'll
while.
make it eventually.
nah, it's a no for me. This is where, like I said, line because I don't think he's older than these guys that we mentioned before. So his career is coming to an end. I don't think he'll make another All-Star appearance or an All-NBA appearance. So his individual accolades are done for, unless he wins a championship as like the fourth option on the team or something like that, where we don't see him. Like me personally, I don't see him being that type of contributor because he's a more of a mid-range guy. As this, and he takes a lot of volume. He doesn't shoot threes at a high clip either. So I don't think he'll be on a team that is contributing to winning, and he'll just put up stats that are meaningless at his end of his career. And right now, his resume is not good enough for me to say that he'll be a Hall of Famer. I like the
He
guy
has
though.
like
He's a good player.
25,000 points.
You're lucky, right?
He has
I love
25,000 points, I
DeRozan.
think.
All right, points are Joe Johnson got like 25,000 too. He a Hall of Famer.
I don't know if he has 25. I gotta
Yes.
double check that.
If
But
it's
I
a
know
double
DeMar got like 25K plus. Because that's not a lot of people like it's good. Like a lot do, but it's like elite people, Huss.
Okay, he's a good scorer, but that's just consistency and longevity, right?
Okay, but like you gotta credit that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. It's not everyone could do it. How many points does Paul George have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but he's an All NBA, All Defensive Player, All Star players. Like he has individual accolades, and he's gone to conference finals as the number one.
He's got a little bit of
Multiple times.
individual
He's not a
accolades. DeMar's not
PG
a
and a
scrub either.
scrub.
I don't know.
He's not, but 6-time All Star and 3-time or 2-time All NBA is not enough.
Yeah, I can
3-time
look
All
you
NBA.
Hassan now. I think you're right.
Hey,
He's a
man,
bucket.
Stats at 48% though, so it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
I-
another one of those guys that I think if he makes it, he's gonna have to get in like a weak year or something like that. Because I don't see any like obvious case for him outside of like the longevity. He's like top 30 in scoring, but again, it's because he's been around for a while and played a lot of games. So
Yeah. And he's consistent with them with the score. All right, I got 3 more, Omari, just for you. All right, next one. Joel Embiid, the MVP. Will be a Hall of Famer. 7-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA, 3 All-Defensive.
Yeah,
So he has accolades already, but he's not the greatest leader. Can't get out the second round. Weak-minded, terrible quotes.
what do you think his percentage?
No hoes.
I'd say 67.
Yeah,
I was
that's
gonna say
literally
70%.
spot on. It's 67.
Oh, really?
That's crazy.
Let's
Yeah.
go. Yeah, he like looking at his career accolades. There, it's all there. Like even the MVP even pushes it to like the next level.
Yeah.
Because no way you're an MVP. Looking at the list, maybe Derrick Rose is the only MVP that will like never make the Hall of Fame. But all these other guys on the MVP list that I saw earlier today will make it.
Yeah, I think even if he's cooked from this point on and like never plays basketball, he's still a Hall of Famer. So,
Yeah, he can never get out the second round and still make it to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And if he's healthy next year, he'll probably make the All-Star team. And their team's probably just going to get better with the third pick.
It'd just be a tragic ending to his career if he can't make another All-Star. Like if he's actually genuinely half the
Celtic
player
Shaq.
he was. Yeah.
All right, next guy, John Morant. Does he make the Hall of Fame? Let me see his stats. I think it's checked. He's a younger dude
Yeah,
though.
that's a tough one.
He's 2-time All-Star, 1-time All-NBA.
That really
And,
depends.
Man,
Yeah,
It's just like
bro,
so much
DeMar's
we
making
haven't
Hall of
seen,
Fame.
you
I
know
don't
what
care.
You know what? I'm gonna say
I said
no.
John Morant.
I'm gonna
brother.
say no because I think Trae Young is on the fence and he has
DeMar's making-
he has better accolades than John Morant.
He does
So I'm
have
gonna
a
go
great
with
career.
no.
Yeah, I'm going with you. I'm going no too, Bez. Like, I don't think he's going to lead a team to championship, even if he's a second or third option on the team as a guard. I feel like ever since
Third is
that,
crazy. I think he could do it third, but I agree with
I
you
don't-
first for sure.
I don't know. We'll see. But right now, I can't. There's no way for me to believe it from what I'm seeing so far. I feel like the incidents that's happened with his career outside of basketball have influenced it to the point where it's kind of hard from a PR perspective to even allow him to be in the Hall of Fame. If Kyrie's having trouble with what he's been through to be top 75, just with John Morant, the trajectory that he's been going on, path that he's been going, is going to be hard from a PR perspective. But even then, statistically, I don't think he'll get there. I feel like there's just staying in the West as well. There's better guards that have been doing it at a higher level. I think it's only going to continue to get harder too. So I feel like individual accolade wise, he's not going to get there. But good player. That's my no.
I think he does.
Nah, you guys make good points. I think that it just depends on it. It depends on winning. You know what I mean? It depends on him. Not even winning chips. It's just like he's not gonna make all NBAs. Like I think he can average the stats for it, but he's not gonna make it if his team's not good. You know? So like him putting up stats on a Dookie team is not gonna really help him. So I think that if the Grizzlies can kind of turn around where they're at, because he's still really young. You know what I mean? And we've seen what heights he averaged like 27, 28 once. Like, if you're doing that if they get back to where they were, they were third seed, you know what I mean? Second, third seed a lot. Like, while he had his good, you know what I mean? Who knows what the team will do? You know what I mean? They could make some moves.
I like to your point earlier when we were talking about ring culture. It's only going to get harder to even get to that stage, especially with how the West is looking and the whole NBA as a whole. As talent keeps coming in, talent keeps getting better. So it's just gonna be harder for him. I don't know if he gets better. He can.
To Hassan's point with the trade they made, I don't see. First of all, I agree with him that I don't think he could be the number one on a championship level team. And then I think he could be a 2, but it's like, where are you gonna get a player that's better than him, especially considering the situation you're in? Like, I don't see that changing anytime soon unless he goes somewhere else. Yeah. So I just can't see getting better.
I think he should leave, in my opinion, but.
Me too.
I just think that because not even so much of him being like, I just think that he needs, like, if you're not gonna win chips, you need all NBAs pretty much and all stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's just even if he gets back to like the level he was playing at, it really just depends on whether or not his team is a third seed. You know what I mean? Or his team is fucking fighting for playing. You know what I mean? Every year.
We didn't even bring up the injury history with him too. Like, if you want to get all individual accolades, you need to be healthy.
You gotta play.
You can get that.
You gotta play that 65 now. Which is kind of crazy because it does change the landscape for the All NBAs and stuff like that. But I am an advocate for it because I want people to play more. So
yeah, same here. All right, last one for you guys, Mr. Devin Booker. 4-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA.
No, it's good. That's a toughie one too.
Yeah, what do you think his percentage is at right now?
I said
30, 32.
35.
I think it's lower than Mitch.
You think it's
from accolades perspective, I think it might be lower. Because I think
45?
Mitch has more accolades.
In the finals.
But he did get to the finals. Yeah. Mitch has more All-NBAs and All-Star appearances.
They gave him an 8% chance to make the Hall of Fame. Devin Booker.
No, that's disrespectful.
That's a good rating.
Damn.
That's a good rating, though.
No, it's not.
I feel like Devin Booker is one of those guys that'll be a forgotten legend if it's the way that his career is going. Like, you'll be the guy like, oh, remember Devin Booker? He was a hooper. Like, he was doing everything in Phoenix, probably the greatest Phoenix Sun ever, and like scoring, assists. Like, that's gonna be the Phoenix guy, but they never accomplished anything. Like DeRozan, I guess, but he stays.
DeRozan
with Toronto.
That's why Vince Carter's in the Hall of Fame, right? That's why Vince Carter's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Yeah, you didn't look at his accolades, buddy.
I did. 8-2 or 8-3. DeRozan's there.
Hey,
don't bullshit.
And you think Devin Booker's gonna have an All-Star
like a fucking legendary name?
Does who? Devin Booker?
You think he's gonna have
when some old heads retire, he might have like a few more All-Stars.
I think I have more All-NBAs.
I don't know, man.
He's a boy. He's a top three shooting guard.
Let's say
I'm gonna say no.
They're gonna be asked. They're gonna be asked this year, but you know what I mean. If they continue to be asked, I don't think he's gonna put up with it like he was a young.
You know what I mean? I honestly think he'll be a Phoenix for the rest of his career.
I think he'll get his jersey retired by the Suns, but he won't make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
If they don't fix the team,
is that even allowed?
By like next year, I think he's out of there.
Udonis Haslam.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like you think it'd be like a Dame situation, like
do that again.
Yeah, you think it'll be a Dame situation? I don't know. Dame was a Hall of Famer in Portland. So, before he went to Milwaukee, he was already Hall of Famer.
But he was making so many All NBAs, like
yeah, because he was putting up baskets. He was
Damian
like
Lillard
30
has a
after 30 after 30.
99% chance to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
he's
give him
a,
101. That dude's for sure making the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. and he was on a. I mean, he elevated those Portland teams too. Like when we have to give Devin Booker the elevation nod, like you got to take that superstar step because he was a superstar a couple years back, and then now
what
it's
I'll
kind of
say,
like
Hassan?
fading away
Hassan.
respect wise.
To
Yeah,
what you're
but
saying,
that's what I'm saying. I
you're
think
like,
they
dog,
has
like
to have
when
a
are you
better
gonna
team.
when are you gonna carry your team? Like when are you gonna do it?
Basically,
That's what I'm waiting for.
Carry or leave. Carry or leave.
Yeah, carry
He
your
can't
leave. If
even
you're not
do
gonna
that.
carry,
Yeah,
don't
he
waste
has
your
to leave.
time.
In my opinion, like that team is kind of like locked. Even if they trade KD, like what they're gonna get back is not gonna be enough. They already asked. Like they're gonna
But if
be
he
worse
carries,
than
he'll get
before
aura.
KD.
I got one for y'all
Like-
for Hall of Fame.
All right.
Do y'all think he's gonna make it? Rudy Gobert.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Too many accolades.
Unfortunately,
Too many individual accolades. You
He's
can't
only
have
had
the
a
Accolades,
28%
rebounding stats, and
that's
defense.
dumb. That's stupid.
Yeah,
They-
4-time
that's
DPOY.
chance is crazy. Yeah, 4-time DPOY. You're gonna make it. Like
Yeah. How many All-Star appearances they have? He has a couple too.
3,
Such an undeserved All-Star player too. Believe
which
it or
makes
not.
no sense. You
Such
won
a-
DPOY 4 times, but only made All-Star 3 times. Like what happened that year? You were so bad offensively, you couldn't even make All-Star games.
All right, there's better offensive players. 8-time
he's-
All-Defensive player.
I think he might be the worst offensive player in the Hall of Fame. Like bar none. I swear to God.
Yeah, probably.
Here,
probably.
let me read you.
He'll be the most uncoordinated.
The year that he won DPOY and didn't make the All-Star game, he averaged 13 points. And let me see.
Guys,
Let's see
let me
what
Hassan, listen to this. Hassan, I feel like people in the 60s to 80s have better coordination than Rudy Gobert. Dude's
Yeah, I
playing in the
agree with you.
60s to 80s. That is
100%.
insane. Basketball wasn't even a thing like that, bro.
They were the 5th seed. So
They
if he's
definitely
not like a
have
top
better
3 seed, he ain't making an All-Star game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has 8 all-defensive teams. He might probably make another one. I
Gobert-
think you might make.
You put
I think when it's all said and done, I think you can get 10 off of his what
you
he
put
does.
Gobert in the 50s, he becomes
Oh, for
Bill
sure.
Russell Huss.
Man,
Shit, yeah, you might have a point, bro.
if you have that many all-defensive teams, 4 DPOYs, just off straight defense, you should make the Hall of Fame. I don't care who you are. If you take the name away and just see the defensive accolades, that's
How do you say that sentence with like no like disgust? That's such a crazy thing to say to me. Like I can't
I'm
say.
just looking at the numbers. I don't see
Like
the
dude
name.
is not a
but
hooper. Listen, the dude is not
He's
a
not.
hooper though. You could
He's
tell
a
me
great
that.
defender, though. He's a
But
generation
he's gonna make
defender.
the Hall of Fame.
Not generation,
He's
he's
gonna make the
all-time
Hall of
defender.
Fame. Oh my god.
Yeah, because he's a really good defender.
Unfortunately, I think he deserves it. So
There you go, Omari.
Yeah,
You know-
I
you know
say
he
it,
has
but
no
I don't.
bag.
I don't easily say it.
You know, he has
no,
no
it's
bag.
unfortunate. Very like it hurts my soul. But
I
Back to
don't
Devin Booker.
understand.
though.
Like
Devin
real
Booker's like
hoopers.
a
There's
double-edged
real
sword.
hoopers who are not gonna make the Hall of Fame,
Yo,
and this dude's gonna
it's
make
actually crazy though because like I'm looking at his like game log and accolades. So the first year that he was in Minnesota, you remember that was bad. Everyone was saying they fucking got policed. He was terrible. He averaged a career low in not a career low in blocks, but career low since his rookie season, 1.4. So that fell off. Then the next year, this dude wins another DPOY, okay, first team all defense, and then this year again he's not on any defensive team. So I don't know what's up with the narrative around his name.
Did he
Like
make
I
a
don't think
second
he's
team this year?
changing that drastically over seasons for people to be like flip flopping on him. Like it's strictly off team success or something.
Yeah, it is team success.
Which
That's
is a
lot of
little
players, man. You can say that
unfair.
for like, I think I don't know if Gabe made this point earlier about like J-Dub or something like that, like making all NBA's team success and playing with SGA. People
That's
can make
fair.
that argument. It's some things are just team success based, which is fine because you're winning games. You
They
should be
look
rewarded
better
for that.
because of the people around you. You know what I'm saying? It looks like.
I just think it's
Argument.
crazy how drastic of a
Optics.
change it is. Like you go from DPOY winner to not even like they show DPOY rankings up to the 5th spot. He wasn't even top 5, I don't think, because it's
Yeah,
not even
and
showing.
fraud.
defensively, if
He's a
you're that good
fraudulent
defensively, you
dude.
should always help your team win games, regardless of who's on the floor. But I mean, it's like
All
Gabe
right.
said, no coordination, bro. He just helps his team in certain ways.
It really is the blocks because the first year in Minnesota and this year he's only averaging 1.4. Every other year he's averaging at least 2 blocks a game. So
Yeah. As
Dog,
long as
if
one
you
be
give
stays healthy
Gobert-
too. He's not winning another one, but 4 is still impressive.
Man,
yeah.
now I don't even want to talk about that, man.
all right,
Oh,
Now it
you
just
say
ruined
that
my
was
mood.
the
Whoever
first-
said Gobert ruined my mood.
I gotta
Yeah.
take a dookie. That was the best.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It was an extra one too. We weren't even supposed to do that one. He just wanted.
I
to
just
What do we
wanted to
say
hear
for
your
Devin
thoughts,
Booker?
please.
I
Yeah, he just
forgot
wanted to raise with you.
'Cause I was curious for D Book.
Rudy
I
Gobert
said-
Hall of Famer, but not Devin
It
Booker.
depends, but I say no for now.
No for Book.
Dude, because
say yes, 'cause
the
that's
way
how
I'm thinking
you-
about it, Hus, the way I'm thinking, like this dude's a top 2, or he's usually top 1 to 3 shooting guard in the league. So like depending on what season you want to go into, he's 1, 2, or 3. And if he has a bunch of 1, 2 seasons, and he gets more All-Stars, hopefully, and shit like that, he could. But if he's always third, and he doesn't like crack these All-Stars, he's not gonna hit there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I kind of agree. I'll say no if he stays on the Suns, and if he leaves, yes.
But if he leaves, what if he's mid, bro?
I'm just saying projection. I'm
a good
projecting
scorer.
that he's out that hoe because
He's great.
the Suns have been a priority franchise for so long, and then
I think he don't
only
care. I
really
think
get-
he's cool staying there, enjoying the sun,
I do
being a
too.
legend in Phoenix, and just getting his.
Yeah,
You
'cause
know,
no one-
he's
He's
still
still
dating-
no one hates
honestly-
still dating Jenner or not?
Honestly,
He's
him
still
and
dating
Luca, they adapted up, they pieced it up.
That would be
Yeah,
terrible
bro.
fit, honestly, defensively.
Nah,
That's
what?
horrible, yeah.
Oh,
I
defensively
think
maybe.
so.
He's not
Yeah.
that bad of a defender, but
He's not a bad
you definitely
defender,
have to have
but
wing defenders.
He's not a bad defender, but I feel like you need a good defender with Luca.
He's not
Kyrie
like-
worked.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
Kyrie
Kyrie
can
work. If Kyrie can work, I think D-Book can work.
Yeah, that's true.
We need some elite center play then.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Davis.
You know, he a Kobe stand too. You never know.
He's a great scorer, regardless. Without
We got the new owner who could afford maxes, second apron. Ooh,
the
no, never know.
What's
Give me all the
Probably-
aprons.
Might be written. Like by
The
the,
fuck
by
are
the
we
2
gonna
years,
give them? Dalton
by the 2
Connect?
years, D-Book is gonna be fed up. I'm telling you, they're gonna be
Dalton
asked the
Connect
next
is
couple
like that.
years. LeBron's gonna retire, and then it's gonna be boom.
No,
And
when
we're gonna be-
LeBron's gone, we're gonna have Wemby by that point. Like it's not.
Yeah, facts. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be. We gonna have a big three. We're gonna
That
have
would be
Luca.
insane.
We're gonna have Luca, and then we're gonna have a all-time center, and then Book's gonna take a friendly deal to come play with the Lakers because he loves Kobe.
I would
Right.
I'd sell everything that I
Come on,
own.
man,
for
it
that
was
shit.
written, bro.
Just
Cinema.
to watch one
If
be-
there's one person that will actually go to the Lakers because he's a Kobe stan, it's fucking Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's Tatum.
that wouldn't be a bad fit though. They just hate each other. The Luca and Tatum don't like
Yeah.
each other at all. So
I
that
think
one-
I honestly think if Tatum never won a ring with the Celtics, he would consider it. But I think since he won there, he's probably like, nah.
no,
yeah.
but they love him in Boston too, though. That's just like terrible rivalry stuff. Like you can never go to the opponent rivalry.
I would
opponent.
love that though. That should be hilarious.
Nah, I'm calling
That'd be
it
crazy.
Pull a
2027
Rondo.
season.
Yeah,
2027
Rondo
season,
different,
we're
though.
getting D-Book.
Rondo didn't have a choice. He needed to take any contract that was given to him
Yeah.
to stay in the
Vaz,
league.
Vaz. Can you pull up the thing I just sent you? Wait, why is it not sending? No, let me send
Put it in
it,
the
please.
private chat.
I am. No, I'm gonna send it to
send on
Twitter. It's
Twitter.
on Twitter. Why is it not sending?
Bro, I have to do
Bro, my phone is
Yeah, that was
tweaking out.
awesome.
Like,
All right, let me.
Okay,
let
I
me see
sent
what-
it.
Oh,
I sent it.
This guy.
Dog, that had me. Why does Siakam kill me, bro?
Also, fuck John.
Yeah,
What
fuck
do
John.
you
We
do?
can talk about that.
no, we
No,
can't.
no, we don't have to. Nobody cares. I'm pulling up the shit.
I'll literally Dookie on this podcast.
Hassan, look at this. Look at this image, bro. Bez is about to pull up. This
Oh, I
had me
seen this.
crying, bro.
He's like fading him. What is he doing?
Damn.
He got dunked on,
he's
bro.
he's
Oh,
trading
is that
him.
for the dunk?
Oh, that was the dunk, huh?
That's
Jesus Christ. Say baptized.
Getting
He's
like
trading.
Blues in the hour.
That's what the exorcist was for at the pregame.
Ah.
He's doing the exorcist. Take powers away from J Dub.
Yeah.
He pulled his soul.
He was setting up the spell. That was him setting up the spell.
Yeah.
And then right there, he completed it
Taking
right
the
there.
powers away for game 7 too.
All right, that's
Oh,
gonna
man.
wrap it up for
Good
this
episode,
episode of the
man.
Bottom Line
that was
Podcast.
good.
Let us know your predictions for Game 7. Call it now. You come back to this video
Yes, sir.
and see if you were right or not in predicting this championship.
My
sirs. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
Enjoy the offseason.
One more game.